夢に見ていたあの日の影に届かない叫び、明日の自分はなんて描いても消えない願いに濡れる、こぼれ落ちるかけらを掴むその手で揺れる心抱えて飛び込んでけ夜へ、誰かを当てにしても求めるものじゃないのだから、本当の自分はここにいるって目を閉じていないで。風に巻かれてガラクタじみた懐かしい笑顔、明日の自分ならなんて祈っても遠ざかる答えはかすむ、凍えそうな体とひとひらの想い、打ち明けるその前に飛び越えていけ夜を、誰かを当てにしても求めるものじゃないのだから、本当の自分はここにいるって目を閉じていないで。誰かのためにしてこの時が全てでいいでしょう、見せかけの自分はそっと捨てて、ただありのままで。
And now, as we start to go live with Table Talk Thursday, episode 29. I think I said that right. Yes, it's 29. Alrighty then. Welcome everybody to Table Talk Thursday again, episode 29. I'm your host, Dr. Brother_1, also known as David, with my co-host and friendito here.
Raining Death 909, also known as Kenneth.
Alrighty then. Let's kill the Discord and get this going. Does that say videos up in the background? No, it says I'm streaming Table Talk Thursday. Good stuff. I was like, I need to have BDO open in the background so I could do my AFK. Apparently my workers won't work if my Korean bot miner's not on. More on that at 11. Anyway, no.
Literally 11.
Probably, yeah, afterwards. And I said that last time after the Weeb talk show. I was like, yeah, I'm going to stream BDO after this. Gets on BDO, doesn't stream. Doesn't stream for the entire week. Oh, it's Thursday. Time to stream. Alright. I mean, it's...
Yeah, we're not going to cover all of this. A lot of it's quotes and shit. We're just going to give it a broad overview.
I'll let you take whatever you want of this, and then I'll go cover the next one, and then I'll go take the...
Yeah, CNN.
Fuck you, CNN.
Yep. So, for this opening act, we have plenty of Hollywood sex crimes.
Hollywood sex crimes. Sounds... Scandalous, yeah, I was going to say.
Yes, as you may have heard with the Harvey Weinstein break, that women and men across Hollywood are coming out stating how they've suffered this, that, and the other of Hollywood. So we're going to go over this a bit in Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman launched his campaign to expose Hollywood pedophile ring.
I mean, probably. It's good. It needs to be done. Because pedos, man. I mean, like, we have our own pedo, fucking kid who likes lollies, high kick in our group. But he likes lollies. Like, lollies. And they're Japanese, so it's totally okay. I think the legal age there is like 11, 14, something ridiculously low. So it's totally okay.
That boy, right.
But also his are all animated and not even real. Yeah, I don't even think he's like touched a real woman in years or something like that. It's like fucking, what is it, Trooper. I haven't had a girlfriend in 4 years. I haven't had sex in 4 years. I'm just like, how do you live with yourself? I guess he has goats. Anyway, carry on.
Corey Feldman has released a brave new video that details some of the troubles he's had over the past few days after announcing in the press that he plans to expose some of the powerful players in Hollywood that he knows, as a fact, are part of a pedophile ring. He's not just asking, but begging others in Hollywood community to finally break their silence and come forward. He calls out some of his peers from the 80s, demanding that they speak up, as quite a few women have in the past 2 weeks, in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein sexual harassment scandal. As you can see, Corey Feldman's plea for help in the video below, which is part of a new campaign to crowdfund Corey Feldman's Truth documentary that will allow Feldman and the others to tell the truth about what's really going on. Now, if I may pause there, very brave of him to come out. I mean, even though it's been decades, still brave. I'm not hating him on that. But honestly, you're wealthy. I mean, I'm sure the people you know are wealthy. And I'm quite confident it does not take much to put you in a room with a camera, get somebody to edit it, and then throw it out there.
I'm going to have to agree with that. I was going to say, these are all Hollywood actors. Like, and Hollywood people. They know people. That's literally all they do.
So,
carrying a camera, dude, probably wouldn't be too much effort. Shit, you could hire any random Joe Schmo off the street kid from, Sundance Film Festivals just trying to make a name for himself, man. They'll hop in, college kids. Shit, there's so many options you can do to, not get paid. There's so many things people do, even as a documentary, that people would love to work with you on that.
Absolutely.
For free 99. Because, it's publicity for them and you. And, also get your story out.
God damn.
What?
No, the goal of the project is $10 million.
The fuck?
Why? No. No. Fuck off, Corey Feldman. And you're trying to raise $10 million.
Why $10 million? Why so much money?
It does not cost $10 million unless you have to fly to every goddamn location of every piece of your life where it's happened. And even then, just fuck right off with that shit. If it was, 50,000, 100,000 even, I'd be like, okay, sure, you got production costs, you have to go fly, all these celebrities out to you or whatever, whoever. Because, childhood actors and such from, the 80s and shit, those people are, long gone. They have nothing left, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
So, I could see it. You know, but 10 million?
A couple 100,000, yeah. 10 million's a bit, like...
And it's not just 10 million, it's 10 million as a flexible goal. Which means however much money he makes, even if it doesn't reach its goal, he gets to keep it.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Well, because he's using Indiegogo. That's why people use Indiegogo instead of Kickstarter. Because the rules are a bit lax for Indiegogo, and you just keep whatever the heck you make. It's a bit dirty.
I mean, like, it's not if you produce something with it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. That's why you go on Kickstarter, because you have to make that full amount, or else you just don't get it.
Yeah.
But Indiegogo is like, oh, you make a third of your goal, well, you can take that money, and because you didn't reach your full goal, you don't really have to produce anything, because you don't have enough money to produce it. So I said, people go to Indiegogo when they have a thing they want to make, but they can't do it.
Wow.
So, just, nah. Nah. Like, feel you, man? But $10 million is bullshit. Anyways, we've been talking to Corey Feldman for a long time, this agency. And one thing Corey's always promised, that if he's announced dead in the press, it's not by his own hands. He stated on more than one occasion that he'd never take his own life, that it goes against his spirituality and belief as a human.
Oh no, what was spirituality?
No idea.
Like that cool stuff my mom likes.
Yeah. And that he'd never do that to his family or put his young son in that position. During an interview last year, he claimed that if he passed away under any circumstance before his death, or his time, that it needs to be intensely investigated. What if he just killed over and had a heart attack?
He's basically trying to like go super paranoid level on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some good while we do this. Also, hello, Krusty Dicks and Dakota. Thank you for joining us. I said hello in chat, but I got up.
Yes. Hello, guys. How are y'all today? I'm talking to the chat. There have been death threats before, and one of the reasons he's never named those abused, named those that he claimed abused him and his on-screen acting partner Corey Haim as a child. He not only fears for his own life, but the lives of his family members. And now he sent out this video, asking for Hollywood's help.
At the point that he's at, why should you have to fear for everybody's life? He's old as shit and he has no money.
Like I said.
Do what?
Well, he wants to hire security. He people are they do these things, say these things, and they're like, okay, we need round-the-clock security, or else somebody's gonna kill us.
Yeah, possibly. But I mean, like, don't they already have like round-the-clock security?
Probably not. Once you become
I was told this will kill me. Anyway, so I'm gonna drink this.
Okay. Once you become unpopular in Hollywood, nobody gives a shit about you anymore.
Yeah, but doesn't he still have tons of money?
I don't know.
Are you sure that like he's unpopular in Hollywood because his name is like?
Pretty well. No, I'm just saying for general people in Hollywood. I don't know whether he's unpopular. What is that?
Everybody, 99 proof, 99 water bottle, a 49.5% alcohol by volume, tiny little bottle. On a scale of 1 to get fucked up as cheap as possible, this is it. Supposedly it might taste okay. I don't know. I bought it during my last year. Oh, I forgot! We had so much fucking alcohol!
Oh.
I have 3 bottles.
Yes. Well, crack that shit open, man.
I don't know which one to start with.
No.
Let's get the shittiest, cheapest one always, the naked grape.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
We'll start from level of shit to decent.
He sent out this video asking for Hollywood's help to bring down a powerful pedophile ring that reaches all the way to the top of one of Hollywood's most powerful producers and could topple a major studio, but he can't do it alone. He needs your money. Give him $10 million to make a video, a biopic. It's not just a video, it's a biopic. He's making a documentary about himself.
Is it just about himself?
It's about himself and other people. But he's the primary focus of it. Like, there's always been rumors.
I don't have a bottle opener. I'm gonna ask my wife to get a bottle opener.
Hmm.
What is it saying?
No. I don't know, somebody else in the chat saying something.
That was me. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael. You have a line over here?
Damn it. Go drive across town and get a damn wine opener. Anyways, it's not in his best
I
interest.
swear I had a cork opener, but I don't know.
Well, god damn it, man. What do you think?
I don't remember things.
Anyways. I mean, you always hear rumors that there's, pedophile ring going on in Hollywood. Nobody ever outright comes out and says anything. And then, of course, you always hear about the casting couch in Hollywood. And it's one of the things that people just assume exists that nobody really talks about. So then what the hell do you do? It's a thing that everybody assumes exists, but nobody ever says anything about it.
No, but it's like me and women with relationships. What am I supposed to do if you don't fucking tell me about it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's super simple. But to some, it's the equivalent of rocket science. Yeah, I mean, fuck, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think getting alcohol
Yeah.
You're dealing with a problem over, but I swear I've popped quotes from these before.
I don't know.
Like,
It's a shame. I brought a corkscrew over yesterday, or the last time I brought one. Yes.
yeah. Oh, you didn't leave it, you took it back.
Yeah, I took it back with me.
Yeah.
I didn't figure you'd bring your wine. Or mead. Anyways.
I could shove a miniature screwdriver into it.
I suppose that'll work. Damn.
I mean, that's just like... and try to pull it up.
Probably snap off the screwdriver in it.
Nah, just needs a little bit more force.
Okay, good luck with that. I'll call 911.
What's 911 do?
I don't know. You hurt yourself. Just grab a knife and just... Okay, that works, I suppose.
You see what?
Okay.
We'll make it somehow, that's fine. That's fine, it's fine.
Let's see. Apparently there have been implications that Corey Haim was assaulted while working on the movie Lucas. There have been implications about that movie that could prove to be quite shocking if true. Especially for some big players in Hollywood who are still quite active in the entertainment community. Corey Feldman goes on to say this about his Truth campaign, which he will finally use names and clear his mind. I'm very afraid to do this, he says. It's not easy. I've been living in fear. I've been living with this my entire life, like most victims here. Like most victims have. I've been made to feel awkward, misunderstood, and been degraded at great levels. Rumors have been told, stories have been made up about me, and I've been insulted and degraded in ways that are unimaginable to me. All because they fear what I know as truth. Corey Feldman has never named any of his peers in his video plea for others to come forward, but as he does acknowledge that many 80s children and teen actors know who and what he's talking about, and he begs them to come forward in their own stories, much in the same way A-list actresses have stepped forward to tell their sides of sexual harassment and abuse in Hollywood. He goes on to say, I'm not alone in this. I know there are thousands of others that have experienced what I've experienced in the entertainment industry. I also know that there are many peers of mine who know exactly what I'm talking about and know all the details, but have been afraid to come forward with their own truths. I'm using this to draw a line in the sand, to say to the Hollywood community, we're better than this. I know that we can stand together as one. We can be united and we can create a front. Those good people out there. Yeah. It's a bit shame. I mean, it's terrible that this happened to him and other child stars and actors and actresses. Let's see. I don't know. It's difficult to go about this.
It is. It's one of those things that, again, as I said earlier, before the show started, that if people didn't come forward when it happens, it makes it a lot harder to, verify it and take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just...
Yeah.
Your word versus somebody else's.
Yeah, and I mean, what can they expect to happen?
Like, you can't give me real reformation. Unless one of those people that's accused comes forward and accepts it, or unless an investigation is launched currently, assuming those people are still doing those things.
Yeah, that would be the only thing.
Because, I mean,
Those people
these stars are old as shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, those people were adults at the time. Those people have to be old as shit too, so they're probably not doing it. They probably haven't done anything for years.
Well, no, apparently he's saying that some of the people involved have been doing things and are currently active in the industry. So, it's difficult to say.
I mean, have they been doing those sort of things recently?
Yeah. It's...
That changed the landscape of everything.
It does indeed.
Oh. And I'm back. And in the hot seat.
Yep, I think that's all we're going to get out of this.
Alright. Now, 5 women accused journalist and Game Change co-author Mark Halperin of sexual harassment. Was this a video that we need to watch or no?
Yeah, we can play the video.
Alright, play the video. Oh, it's pretty loud. I've had very bad guesses. Yeah, probably looks like asshole in a handbasket. Apparently he's deeply sorry.
So he's pursuing younger women, but he denies grabbing their breasts and pressing his genitals against through them.
Admiral, is it surprising that leading members of Congress wouldn't have known about that deployment?
So this is more about his MSNBC.
I'll say I've got a copy.
It's
here.
just about his
It's autographed
general
by both authors that I'm going to give out at some point
career,
today.
I guess.
Tell me what to say, what to wear, how to talk. I am not your puppet.
Jeez. Oh, there you go. Oh, there's the Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran journalist Mark Halperin sexually harassed women while he was a powerful position at NBC News. According to 5 women who shared their previously undisclosed accounts on CNN and others who did not experience the alleged harassment. Personally, what were aware of it. During this period, I did pursue relationships with women that I worked with, including some junior to me. Well, of course. Everybody does that. They've not done that to a couple of jobs. Halperin said in a statement to CNN Wednesday night, "I now understand from these accounts that my behavior was inappropriate and caused others pain. For that, I am deeply sorry and I apologize. Under the circumstances, I'm going to take a step back from my day-to-day work while I properly deal with the situation." MSNBC, where Halperin makes frequent appearances on Morning Joe, said early Thursday that Halperin would leave his roles at the network and as his analyst at NBC News. We find the story and allegations very troubling, the video said. MSNBC said in a statement. Mark Halperin is leaving his role as a contributor until the question around his past conduct are fully understood. Widely considered to be one of the preeminent political journalists, Halperin, 52, has among other career highlights been political director at ABC News, co-authored the best-selling book Game Change, which was made into an HBO movie starring Julianne Moore as Sarah Palin, and anchored a television show on Bloomberg TV.
So quite a high, lofty career.
He is featured in Showtime's The Circus, and a show that chronicled the 2016 campaign cycle in the early days of the Trump presidency, and has a project in development with HBO, which, like CNN, is owned by Time Warner.
Which Time Warner is currently in the process of being bought out by AT&T.
What?
Hmm?
They already own DirecTV.
Yeah, and they want to buy Time Warner.
I feel like that would, like, fuck with some internet monopoly rules.
Oh, most definitely. The FCC is considering it.
Because, because Time Warner was one of the only other big cable providers, like, around here that's left. And then if it all becomes AT&T, then...
Because it's Time Warner Comcast, right?
Mm.
Is Time Warner Comcast, or is Comcast separate?
I thought Comcast was separate, but I thought Comcast bought out Time Warner or something.
I think Time Warner bought Comcast.
Did it?
I don't know.
Because Comcast is... Let's look it up real quick. Parent organization, Comcast. And why is this Xfinity? Is it now just called Xfinity instead?
Yeah, no, because New Wave is owned by Comcast. New Wave's owned by somebody, but they get their lines from Comcast.
It's AT&T. Let's see, Time Warner Cable. Time Warner is like one of the biggest cable companies ever, though. Spectrum. Brand of Charter Communications. Fuck. So
Charter Communications.
So Charter Communications and Spectrum are all owned by Time Warner.
Yeah. So, okay, which I guess also
Comcast,
Earthlink and such.
Comcast. This is silly. Comcast was bought out. Was whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Universal Pictures. No, so Comcast is still Comcast. They're both two separate companies.
Okay.
So yeah, the fucking Time Warner Cable. Eesh. What's Time Warner own? Time Warner Communications merger of Time. Actually, Time Warner Cable is owned by Charter. But Time Warner subsidiaries are Spectrum and the other, which Spectrum's a new thing. Charter Communications. So would they buy out Charter then?
It's complicated, fuck.
Because if they buy out Charter...
No, they're buying Time Warner.
Weird.
I guess they're buying Time Warner from Charter.
I don't know. Charter's price is pretty low, though. That's interesting. All right.
Anyways.
Fucking... It's all probably just a weird circle jerk of fucking internet and TV companies. Just like, who wants this load now? Oh, give it to me, daddy. Terrible acronym, but probably true. Sadly. Anyway, let's see. Women's spokesperson said he also had a dark side, not many public until now. Stories of harassment shared with CNN range in nature from propositioning employees for sex to kissing and grabbing one's breast against her will. 3 of the women who spoke to CNN described Halperin as without consent, pressing an erection against their bodies while he was clothed. Halperin denies grabbing the woman's breast and pressing his genitals against the 3 women.
That reminds me of another story I just saw, but it didn't have in this. Of some director who he got his rocks off by, like, dry humping women.
Wasn't there a story last year about CNN? Fox's director was sexually harassing people. Somebody is.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
Is he dead?
Well, the person who was probably they were talking about. It wasn't Rupert Murdoch. It was a fat fuck.
That was some really old dude.
Yeah, Roger Ailes?
I think so.
Yeah.
It came up last year around the same time.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Anyway. But, again, this is one of those things that, who knows? He might have hit on women, and he might have
he probably did.
Asked women for sex. Like I said, I did the same thing. I mean, that's how me and Katie got together. We started dating from work.
Yeah, but I mean, she wasn't like a subordinate to you.
No, but even if she was, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Well, it matters in terms of the law, because if you were her supervisor or boss, then you had an undue influence and power over her. So then she'd feel obligated to be with you because you're her boss and that you can get her fired.
See, that's where...
That's why this is the issue.
No. But what I'm saying is, that's where, like, that's kind of bullshit, because you can make a choice. And if you get fired for not going out with somebody, you can sue them for retaliation against, something outside of work. I don't know. Everybody has a choice. Whether or not you make the choice and why you make the choice is your own reasoning.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
a lot of workplaces disallow like workplace relationships
Yeah.
for this stuff,
which makes sense.
but it's not illegal.
Well, I mean, it's not illegal, yeah, but it breaks the company rules.
Yeah,
And I can get you fired.
who gives a shit about company rules?
But I mean, it's there for a reason.
And also, a lot of companies that have those rules, friends with my experience from other companies, where a lot of people were dating each other in other roles. Some of them supervisory above that one person or not. Like in the last job. It was just like, homey feel company. So-and-so, like, one of the HR ladies, brought her husband on board or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Well, it's different because it's husband and wife, too.
Well, they were dating. They didn't become husband and wife until a few weeks ago or months ago, and she's pregnant. But anyway, still.
Yeah, I mean, still,
she's not supervisor, but being positioned in HR gives her the power to do lots of things.
Yeah, no, it's still the impropriety is there.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it.
I'm totally okay with it because as long as you don't let it interfere with work and it isn't an obvious thing.
Yeah, but you know how people are. Humans are messy. And they let their, you get a messy, a bad breakup or whatever. You bring that shit to work. You might not because you don't have emotions.
I was gonna say,
but I'm saying
not me.
But normal people do.
Because me and Kenny had broke up, and then it got like semi messy, but not from my side. I was just like, this is like me at work. I'm just like. And my boss is like, shouldn't you handle that? I'm just like, why? But anyway. Long story short, dude might have sexually harassed people.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell knows, really? Again, supposedly some people know. So this is a different story, though. If somebody comes out and input signed statements or something like this, then it's completely different. Then you have multiple accounts from other people of the same incident. Then you have some, legal ground and other.
Not really, because then you have to worry about the possibility of collusion.
That's true too, but
because that's happened before, where women scorned have gotten together and all concocted a story about something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, that's totally happened," and then yeah.
You see, John Tucker Must Die, the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, carrying on.
Warning, as this story contains nudity.
Does it?
Slight.
I mean, I like nudity. Anyway.
Photographer Terry Richardson makes Harvey Weinstein look like Bambi, according to Insider.
I want to point out this is news.com.au. It's Australian, because like Bambi, that whole term is funny to me.
Mm-hmm. Young and experienced, and dressed to impress.
Desperate to impress.
Desperate to impress. She peeled off her clothes and dropped to her knees.
Sounds like a great porn intro.
It sounds like there's a startup for a porn intro. The fashion legend behind the camera then stripped off himself before thrusting his groin into her face. I feel like David Attenborough narrating sex between animals. The photographer Terry Richard was famed for going nude on his own shoots, such as the snap of him and Kate Moss.
See, there's been jokes about that. There's been cartoon jokes about that. About photographers that go nude and want other people to go nude, in Family Guy or something or Simpsons, somewhere. In some cartoon, I remember seeing that before. Where a photographer goes nude and says, "Yes, now take off all your clothes, just like me." We did strips. It's like,
it's probably Family Guy. Simpsons is too family.
Probably. Is Simpsons really family though?
Yeah, generally. That's the demographic they're trying to target.
Weird.
But amid the Harvey Weinstein scandal and torrent of accusations of sexual exploitation, the man is said to be fashion industry's most depraved photographer. And was this week barred from working on one of its biggest magazines, including Vogue. As one insider told The Sun, he makes Harvey Weinstein look like Bambi. A-listers include Brit Kate, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Ivanka Trump, Beyonce, and Miley Cyrus have posed for Richardson, who was able to charge more than $200,000 a day.
Woo!
There's no suggestion of impropriety with any of these names. And there's the nudity. There's him nude taking a picture of Kate Moss.
It's also, like, there's some kind of anime stuff that touched on this. To be fair, there's been really weird artists before, like this.
Yeah, there's always eccentric artists.
Part of it could be his eccentricism. I mean, it doesn't look like he's, doing anything to this chick, Kate, whatever the fuck.
Well, of course, because she's highly important and powerful.
Yeah, but
the
but
thing
she
is,
seems like she's having an okay time, smiling, laughing, whatever.
Well,
He's also laughing too, like.
Well, of course, because he wants to see this.
It doesn't, but
He probably, he gets his rocks off by doing this.
Well, probably.
Come on.
I need to touch somebody for stimulation, personally. I can't just look.
Well, he's a photographer. That's all he does. Is
So he probably just like, yeah. Okay, realistically, he can go home later and beat off. Let's be real here. I don't know.
Yeah. But the guillotine has fallen as yet another industry evicts an alleged predator who for years admitted to having sex with a string of women, insisting all encounters had been consensual. Uncle Terry, as he likes to be called, has boasted of being this powerful guy with a
Boner, I assume.
I don't know. I guess so. Dominating all these girls. The insider added everybody knew he chased sex with the models, and he used to brag about it. But nobody who looks like that gets so much consensual sex without abusing his power.
I mean, he doesn't.
There's a picture.
He doesn't really look too bad.
It looks terrible down. There's a picture below that. That's it. Look at that. That looks pretty terrible.
That's also a half-naked chick right there. But yeah.
That's Lady Gaga right there.
Is it?
Yes.
Huh.
See, it's a little caption.
Bra
Lady
pants,
Gaga comes out in bra and pants.
Huh. Lady Gaga, though, as like knowing her, like if anything happened between him and her, she would definitely speak out against that because she's very about that.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he wouldn't obviously do this to any of the big celebrities, regardless if the celebrities want pictures taken by him. Like he says, he does it with the models because he knows the models are desperate to get into the Hollywood industry or whatever, get into the modeling business. And this is obviously a person who's very powerful and knows very important people. So they'll be like, look, you get down, a few minutes down there, we'll have a good time, I'll get you some work.
I mean...
That's why he's bragging about it.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And he's coercing these models to do so.
I kind of don't feel bad. Because, again, you're the person that... You make the choice to get into that situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of these people want the stuff bad enough to do this. Yeah. And they get in and they start, they get their career through it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I can't feel bad about it, honestly. It's just impossible for me. Because it's about my whole being free to do what you want and being the freedom of your choice. If your choice leads you down this sort of path where sexual favors get you up through life, and it happens everywhere. Literally everywhere. Mm-hmm. Most companies, big companies, a lot of shit like that happens. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. I mean... You schmooze with somebody, lips to ass only gets you so far. Let's be real here. Lips to cock.
Gets you far enough.
Then you go further. Cock to vagina. Going all the way, baby. I mean, I don't know. That's why I can't, my whole non-feelingness comes into play here, because it's like, so he had the power to make your dream come true, and he wanted sex. That was his deal. You agreed to his deal. Therefore, that is consent.
It's more coercion.
It's still...
No, coercion's a legitimate thing. No, I mean, it's legitimately illegal. No. Is coercion illegal? I think coercion.
I mean, like I said, he told you what he needed from you to make this thing happen.
Yeah, but it's coercion to commit a sexual act. I don't think that's legal. I'm quite confident that it's not legal. Mm-hmm. I'll Google it.
It's probably not, but again, it's one of those things that happens everywhere. I mean, if a chick really wanted me to do something, she's like, I'll suck your dick for it. She's pretty cute. I'd be like, instead of paying me money for something or doing something. They're like, hey, I need you to fix my computer. Okay, well, I need money. Well, what if I pay you with sex? Sex for computer fixing? Gotcha.
Let's see. Sexual coercion is the act of using pressure, alcohol, or drugs, or force to have sexual contact with someone against his or her wills. It includes persistent attempts to have sexual contact with somebody who's already refused.
So that's different.
Which it's possible. Actually, it says it's sexual assault.
Yeah.
So this is sexual assault. He's using sexual coercion.
Well, no, it's not using coercion.
Well, he's using coercion. Yeah, he is. He's using coercion. He's using the power that he has to coerce people, coerce these models into having sex with him.
It said, pressure them to have it against them. But then again, who's to say that some of these people, again, didn't make this choice on
No,
their own?
I'm sure some of them did. I'm sure some of them consensually
We're
had sex with
like,
him.
I want to get into the industry. I will, fuck you for it. Because I watch a lot of porn. Women are really willing. All you gotta do is ask. Now,
You're watching porn, so you're not exactly getting.
I mean, that's true, but I don't know. I've seen some interesting porn videos where they just legit just roll up random chicks on the street. It could be staged, possibly.
It's probably staged. Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I've seen some legitimate ones where it's just super amateur cell phone filming. They literally just roll up. You want to make some money? For sex? And there's a lot of chicks that are on board with that. Money is money. That's what I was like. Money is money in a career like that you want to get seen and get good. That's a big fucking deal. A lot of women would do literally anything for careers like that.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's difficult to say. I like I said, I think there is definitely
there's
some coercion.
There's kind of
for
a problem with it. There's probably a few where they didn't want to and whatever, but then they still, maybe regretfully made the choice or whatever. Whereas, if you don't suck the stick, then you won't get anywhere. I'm sure there's people that turned him down too.
Well, you also got to consider he could also say, if you reject me because he's powerful. Again, remember he's one of the most, he's one of the most powerful photographers in the industry. I mean, no, I doubt many people could be charging $200,000 a day to take pictures.
Yeah, and you get all those nice people. I mean, I'm sure there's some.
So I'm sure he's like, if you don't do this, you're never going to work in this industry. And he could probably do that.
It smells kind of like a fruit, and then just isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah. So he could probably be doing that as well.
Yeah, no, it's possible.
So
just taste this. It's nice and sweet. Oh my god, the alcohol though.
Oh my god, the alcohol. He's going to check that entire bottle.
Oh my god, the isopropyl that burns all the way down. Who the fuck would buy that? Ugh.
Just do it, man. No one else.
Dude. 50% alcohol by volume. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a couple of these. That's how to get from 0 to fucked up and as cheap as possible. I thought shitty box wine was the way. This changes the playing field.
No. You want to get fucked up? Nikolai vodka. It is the cheapest vodka that Spec sells. Get the fruit punch flavor. I've heard good things about it, but it will fuck you up.
But
it is like $5 for a bottle like that tall but yay big. It's a big bottle. The cheapest fucking vodka.
Maybe I go check that out. I mean, remember we saw the cases of Nikolai vodka.
Yes,
but I mean,
the cases of Nikolai vodka.
This is $1 and some change, though.
Yeah, $5 for a big bottle of Nikolai.
I mean, I can get 5 of these and probably die.
You can get a bottle of Nikolai and definitely die.
I wonder how... this says 49.5%. So this is 50% alcohol. So that much of this is alcohol. That much.
Yeah.
Am I going to be tore up from this?
I don't know. Do it. Just go.
I need to pour this.
Get a shot glass or something.
Yeah, I need to pour this into a shot glass instead of straight chugging this. Kenneth, what if I die tonight? It's your fault.
Well, old Teddy funeral.
Here, let's fucking.
You died doing what you love, drinking.
There we go. We'll just fucking.
I think you should drink the Big Red first, then the alcohol.
It's so strong it fucking numbs my mouth. It's like that fucking rye. Oh.
You want a bottle of rye? You ready to die?
Shit's so terrible. Oh my god. I'm gonna get a proper cup. Yeah, carry on.
So Richardson was dropped by Condé Nast, which publishes Vogue, GQ, and Glamour. An email sent by staff by Executive Vice President James Woolhouse also warned that any commissioned work with the photographer should be killed or substituted with any other material.
What?
Basically, they don't want any of his work, regardless if it was still in progress or they had it.
Does the just go like super extreme there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Water bottle at the ready. You want to crack that thing open first.
Nah. That'll be fine.
The balding New Yorker has said the sex would boost the career of models. He even persuaded Hollywood horror stories Chloe Sevigny to dress as him, including the heavy framed glasses, for a magazine cover so he could kiss himself. That's weird.
Yeah, he's pretty weird, yeah.
There's him with Cyrus.
This is, yeah.
The controversial photographer has defended his explicit shoots after being dropped from Condé Nast. An email circulated around the company and seen by Britain's Daily Telegraph announced that any work by Richardson that had not been published would be killed. A spokesperson for Richardson said Terry is disappointed to hear about this email, especially because he had previously addressed these old stories. He is an artist who has been known for his sexually explicit work, so many of his professional interactions with subjects were sexual and explicit in nature, but all subjects of his work participated consensually. Anyways.
Rest in peace, my soul.
I'm sure you'll be fine. People have survived worse. I mean, it's
I'm trying to figure out how big it was.
yeah, it doesn't.
It's just a lot of alcohol for a tiny
50
bottle.
milliliters.
Oh, it's not a lot. Well, I mean, it is a lot. It's half of a shot, worth of like alcohol. Hello, big titties.
That's Kim Kardashian.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Nifty. It's table bits.
Mm-hmm.
I like big tits. So are we done with this?
Yeah,
At least
pretty
it
much.
burps up kind of nicely. It's got a nice taste when I burp. Not like other stuff where it's like death when you burp it up. Alright, carry on. And then I'll do the death shot. Blabbermouth.net. Ah, yes. Twiggy Ramirez fired from Marilyn Manson's band after ex-girlfriend's rape accusation. Now, I saw this recently, too. Marilyn Manson has fired his longtime bassist, Jordy White, who runs under the name Twiggy Ramirez. The news comes less than a week after White was publicly accused of rape by his former girlfriend, Jessica Adams, of the Riot Girl band Jack Off Jill. Jordy has yet to respond to Adams' October 20th Facebook post, in which she detailed the physical and psychological abuse in addition to rape while they were in a relationship. In the 1990s, a relationship that Adams described as being exceptionally turbulent. Earlier today, Manson released a short statement via his social media account saying simply, "I have decided to part ways with Jordy White as a member of Marilyn Manson. He will be replaced for the upcoming tour. I wish him well." On Instagram, Manson added, "This is a sad day." White released a statement of his own, writing, "I wish to spend this time with my family and focus on maintaining my several years of sobriety. I will be taking a leave of absence from Marilyn Manson and regrettably will not be performing on the upcoming tour." Although the events Adams described happened over 20 years ago, she said she did not go public out of shame and fear that it could damage her band's career. She later alluded to White's behavior in a 2015 interview, but she said she's finally opened up now in solidarity with other women who are coming forward with stories of sexual harassment and abuse in the wake of many allegations made against film producer Harvey Weinstein. White first left Marilyn Manson in 2003, but rejoined 5 years later. In the time to record the band's 7th album, The High End of Love. Pretty good album. He has also played with A Perfect Circle, 9 Inch Nails, He's a pretty cool dude because Perfect Circle and 9 Inch Nails are pretty good. After the initial allegations against White came out, Manson issued a statement saying, "I knew Jessica and Jordy had a romantic relationship many years ago, and I considered and still consider Jessica to be a friend. I knew nothing about these allegations until very recently, and am saddened by Jessica's obvious distress." Apparently he's next scheduled to Ozfest meets Knotfest in Devore, California. Yeah, I saw this already. So there you go. Boom. George Bush Sr. He really looks like an old geriatric man at this point.
Yeah. Because he is.
Yep.
George Bush Sr.'s second apology after sex assault claims. Everybody's getting in on this.
Mm-hmm.
And not in good ways. Former U.S. President George Bush Sr. has issued a second apology to anyone he has offended after a second allegation of sexual assault emerged. Actress Jordana Grolnick told U.S. website Deadspin Mr. Bush groped her in 2016 after announcing his favorite magician was David Copperfield.
Woo! That had a nice burn to it. Oh. Tastes good, though.
Another actress, Heather Lind, had already come forward to say that the former president had touched me from behind. Mr. Bush's spokesperson said it was supposed to put people at ease. At age 93, President Bush has been confined to a wheelchair for roughly 5 years, so his arm falls on the lowest waist of people with whom he takes pictures, the spokesperson said in a statement supplied to media outlets. To try to put people at ease, the president routinely tells the same joke, and on occasion he's patted women's rears in what he intends to be a good-natured manner. Some have seen it as innocent, others clearly view it as inappropriate. To anyone he has offended, President Bush apologizes most sincerely. Like Miss Lynn, Miss Grolnick shared a photo of the moment the alleged assault took place on social media platform Instagram. The picture, taken during the interval of a play Miss Grolnick was performing in, appears to show Mr. Bush's hand on her palm.
I don't see the pictures. Is this picture? That's not it. It's definitely not that picture.
Not even the picture.
Too bad we can't see it. Anyway.
Yeah. She told Deadspin he reached his right hand around to my behind, and as we smiled for the photo, he asked the group, "Do you want to know who my favorite magician is?" As I felt his hand digging into my flesh. David Copperfield. Miss Lynn said a similar allegation against Mr. Bush, who served one term as president in 1989, said he touched me from behind from his wheelchair and told a dirty joke while posing for a photo in Instagram post, which has since been deleted. Alleged incidents took place in the event for a 2014 TV show, Turn Washington Spies, in which Miss Lynn was one of the main cast members. Miss Lynn finished her post with the hashtag MeToo, which has seen widespread use by victims of sexual assault to share their experiences in the wake of Harvey Weinstein's Hollywood scandal.
Oh, I thought that was just this is National whatever, sexual harassment, sexual whatever day. You use the hashtag MeToo thing for, whatever. That's like the chain post I saw going on Facebook.
Anyways. Alright, so moving on to world news.
Moving on to world news indeed.
I can't wait to cover this story.
Which one?
The Puerto Rico story.
What happens in the Puerto Rico story?
Yeah, you'll find out.
I'll find it. We'll find out in the next episode.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. China has shut down up to 40% of its factories, an unprecedented stand against pollution.
Now, if we may pause here, just the beginning of this. As we've covered over the past few weeks and months, China has really been upping its green energy game.
Because, they're part of the, Paris Accord or something?
Yeah, the Paris Accord.
Which we pulled out of, I think, right?
Yes, we did. The Paris Accord wasn't even non-binding. It was a symbolic gesture.
Yeah.
But no, China has been hitting it. They've been, solar panels on land, in sea. They're doing this now, shutting down 40% of its factories. China has really been
Well,
showing.
China's also one of the places most affected by pollution too.
Yes, absolutely. But I mean, this is all. It's all making very good steps
Yeah.
into getting rid of its current thought. Because that's the thing. Like people want to go to Beijing. People want to go to Hong Kong. Although it's easier to go to Hong Kong than like mainland China.
Yeah, because Hong Kong is little America in China, basically.
Well, actually, it's
Everyone
little
tells me.
Britain in China.
Well, people tell me it's little America. It's more American than Britain. There's
Well,
fucking-
the British owned it till about the 90s.
Yeah, but I mean, they were telling me like there's malls and shit.
Well, yeah, there are. It's like people in Hong Kong love Hong Kong. Hong Kong is actually one of the world's most expensive cities.
That too.
Because, I mean, everybody wants to go to Hong Kong. Because, I mean, you get the best of everything. I mean, you get nice, beautiful city. Well, I wouldn't say reasonable prices anymore. It was back in the day. And I mean, you get a government that's fairly autonomous from the mainland China in the Asiatic region. I mean, the only downsides to being in Hong Kong right now is the Chinese government trying to take over. Slowly, but sure.
Yeah. Anyway, China is in the midst of an all-out blitz on polluters, flouting emission standards, closing tens of thousands of factories in a massive effort to address the nation's catastrophic pollution problems. Estimates of the crackdown suggest as much as 40% of China's factories have been temporarily closed by safety inspectors, with officials from more than 80,000 factories charged with criminal offenses for breaching emissions limits over the past year. Damn, I wish the EPA was that hardcore.
Yeah.
The months-long campaign coincides with China announcing this week at its Communist Party Congress its plan to cut the concentration of hazardous fine particulate matter called PM 2.5. I love how it's like a specific numbered matter from 47 micrograms per cubic meter in 2016 to 35 micrograms by 2035. It's just going to show you how slow of a process it is.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very difficult to reach the goal. There you go. And we need to make greater efforts to achieve it. Environmental Protection Minister Li Ganji said at an event on Monday. Li Ganji. Funny. China's modern efforts to tackle domestic pollution date back to 2013, when the nation announced 10 measures to clean up the country's air, including reducing emissions from heavily polluting industries by 30% by the end of 2017. To help hit its targets, China has ramped up factory and power plant inspections in the past 2 years, across several provinces to make sure thousands of companies aren't breaching emission laws, which they are.
Clearly. And I mean, America, get on the fucking ball. China's making us look bad on environmental protections.
Yeah, which, under Trump, we're not going to get that.
Yeah, I mean, the freaking EPA administrator is actively seeking to kill the EPA.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just colluding with industry. Yeah, right.
That's exactly what you're doing. To do a bad thing. Because industry doesn't give a fuck about the pollution. They just care about
industry is
profit
like,
margins. And
so, Scott Pruitt, how about, we pass you some dosh, you loosen up those regulations, everybody has a good time.
Yep. Basically, you're seeing these inspectors go to factories for surprise inspections. Supply chains.
He's also one of the first EPA administrators to have 24/7 security detail.
Interesting. Gary Huang from 80/20 Scouting or Sourcing told NPR, "Why does he need 24/7 security?"
Well, supposedly he's getting a lot of death threats from people on both sides who don't like him, either because they think on the conservative side that he's doing too much, or on the liberal side that he's not doing enough. So he's just like, I need 24/7 security. Because apparently the EPA administrator only normally got security when they left the country.
Interesting.
Which kind of makes sense. I mean, he's the fucking EPA administrator. Nobody gives a shit.
HEPA!
HEPA!
Pretty much. They're instituting daily fines and sometimes, in the real severe cases, criminal enforcement. People are getting put in jail. The moves, which could carry with them the risk of harming China's strong economic growth, despite the government's claims otherwise, won't just result in bluer skies. That's kind of funny because, China can shut down some of these factories and, prices of stuff will go up slightly, but it's probably won't be too big a deal.
No, China's growing at a very good rate. China's economy is quite strong.
That's good.
China.
Apparently, I got followed by somebody called Drollivite a long time ago. Interesting. Oh, I didn't hear that a long time ago, forever ago. It's kind of depressing. It's hoped that by cracking down on polluters, China will also see cleaner water and enjoy a vast range of ecological benefits. Plus, of course, breathing there, what they're having a problem doing. For those areas that have suffered ecological damage, their leaders and cadres will be responsible for life, said Deputy Director of the Communist Party's office of the Central Leading Group of Financial and Economic Affairs. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, China loves their long-ass names.
Yang women told the New York Times, our people will be able to see stars at night and hear birds chirp. I mean, that's...
I love how that's just the goal that they want.
They want to,
it's so innocent.
Bring back China to China things. Am I missing a chat thing? Oh, no, Kenneth responded. Hey, it's Kenneth. Oh, nice. Okay. Kenneth has just resubscribed. Thank you, Kenneth, for resubscribing to me. I have not seen any of that money yet, to be honest.
I think Twitch waits till you get like $20.
It'll be years before I get $20. It'll be years.
It'll be exactly a year.
What? Well, 10 months and some change. 10 months would be $22.50 or whatever. Yeah. Well, plus I've gotten all this money from bits. Ish. But thank you for the sub, Kenneth.
Yes.
As he sits right next to me. And I have to go sub to him later, even though he doesn't stream anywhere. Ever. At all, actually.
And you're the one that... You just said you only stream on freaking Tuesdays and
hey, man.
Thursdays.
Listen, I need to update my schedule and just like...
And I'm on here, so I count as streaming, kind of.
I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah, you barely even like play games anymore. You're too busy with work and dealing with bullshit all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't even come on last night. Dude, nobody was on last night.
Well, I don't know. I didn't get home until 11.
Fuck that. Yeah, I saw your light go green and I was like, she's when Kenneth goes to sleep. And I was like,
no, I didn't. I just straight up because like.
But that overtime paycheck's gonna be hot though.
Yeah, it will be. Definitely. Yeah, no, I was just working and then I look at my watch and it's like shit. It's like 9. And I'm like, okay, a few more minutes. And I look at it's a 10. And I'm like, okay.
Just you and John or what?
Yeah. Because you're like looking through and like there's a bunch of issues and such that like we're now issues.
We're now issues. Nice.
So it's just like we're just knocking them out.
Nice.
So yeah, John's working on it right now, actually.
Really? Huh? Yeah, we have to go to lunch tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Except John's not coming.
Probably not.
I don't know. Oh, I don't want to stir up any more drama. I did that the other week.
He's like, I'm content. I know I got everything. You know, he's like, things are improving on Josh's side. And Josh is so damn. It's just so funny to see him trying to play the victim. Because you know how I said how he threatened to like put me as tier 1.
Yeah, threatened to like lower
to try and
you guys.
manipulate me to see how I'd react. And he's like, look, here's this paper. See, your title's this. I had the title changed to be appropriate. And I'm just looking at him like, okay. Like what the fuck does he want a cookie? Do you want a medal for doing your damn job?
What did you do? What did you need to change the titles to be appropriate?
Well, I think my title was still like network engineer, but he changed it to network and systems engineer.
Oh, so you actually are a proper network systems engineer now? 50. I still say that I am.
And I'm like, what? I am?
And you're like, that's not really much of an actual change.
You know? I know. Just like, I'm already doing...
that was the thing, is like, you know, I keep trying to tell these people that are like, you know, talking to me and hiring on. I was like, guys, for like the last, you know, couple of months, we did everything. And in fact, when we were working there, we still did everything. We shared pretty much all responsibility. The only thing we really didn't share was like, Andrew managed the deployment system basically by himself. He managed the upload. He managed
a lot of the servers.
Yeah.
Himself.
Well,
like, we had access
because
to
we had to manage by ourselves. Like, even when it was back then, I still mainly managed the fucking print server and stuff like that. Like, he set up the permissions, but we mainly did the print server and then the files. Like, he only like particularly managed, I think, all the uploads for sure. That was like his biggest thing, was those uploads.
Yeah.
He always had to do.
But like, I don't like I have the uploads now. They aren't that big a deal.
Really?
Hell, I have Region 3 doing them now.
That's what like he was saying he was supposed to. Oh, that's what happened last year. The Region 3 dude just like left.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so like we had to do everything because he was like, "Here you go, do that Region 3, man."
Yeah, and that's what I got Region 3 doing now. Just like, here you go. And they're like, okay, I'll just go to Shrek. So that's good first, and we can do it now.
Oh,
That's
nice.
so nice. Anyways, we're getting off track here. China's doing good things.
China's doing good things. The special commanders are not a one-off. Instead, as an exploration of a long-term mechanism we announced this week, they have proven effective, so we will continue with these measures. What this means for the industrial sector in China moving forward beyond 2017 isn't yet exactly clear. Power plants and factories are still adjusting to the new unflinching enforcement of the environmental regime. And while thousands of companies are experiencing hardship right now, many think the industry will adapt with better, smarter, and safer ways of doing business that ultimately don't endanger Chinese air or the planet as a whole. Well, I mean, it's China. If anyone has the production output to produce things like better filtration systems for a factory exhaust or something like that, it's definitely them.
Or all the solar panels.
Or all the
Wind
solar panels.
turbines.
Or all the electronics, or literally everything.
I mean, China can just, straight from factory to wherever it needs to go in about 20 minutes.
Shit, they can straight from factory to put it on the roof within 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's like in the same factory, just okay, it's off assembly line to roof.
Yep, pretty much. It's a huge event. It's a serious event. I think many of us here believe it will become the new normal. Exporter Michael Crotty from China-based MKT and Associates told NPR, the consumers of China don't want red and blue rivers. They don't want to see gray skies.
Which is an actual thing. There aren't red and blue rivers.
Really? I know
together.
I know red river. Well, I know there's the red river, but I know red algae and shit's usually unanimous with poisonous, deadly algae and shit.
Yeah, it isn't red algae. It's just chemical runoff.
Ew.
Yeah.
Red, I think, would be probably closely related to petrochemicals or something. I don't know what the fuck blue would be.
I don't know, but yeah, China has multicolored rivers.
Interesting.
But this is great news for China. Like I said,
It is.
I am really excited for all these measures that China's doing.
Good job, China.
And
for
how they're showing
the
up
US.
America, yeah.
Well, again, my whole thing is we have Seahor Trump. Oh, God. Trying to be alright.
Trying to be alright.
It shocked my system. I don't feel anything.
Huh.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
You'll know pretty soon, I imagine.
What?
I said I'm sure you'll know soon.
Yeah, no, I said I don't. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong. It's still wrong.
So, $300 million Puerto Rico recovery contract awarded to tiny utility company linked to major Trump donor. It's too much. Puerto Rico has agreed to pay a reported $300 million for the restoration of its power grid to a tiny utility company that is primarily financed by a private equity firm founded and run by a man who contributed large sums of money to President Trump. An investigator concluded. By the Daily Beast is found. Whitefish Energy Holdings, which has reported staff of two full-time employees.
What?
Yes. So, the company that just got a $300 million energy contract to rebuild Puerto Rico's electrical grid only has 2 full-time employees and is funded by a hedge fund manager or something that funded part of Trump's campaign.
Wow.
Yep. Appears ill-equipped to handle the daunting task of restoring electricity to Puerto Rico more than 3 million.
I would say more than ill-equipped.
Yeah, I would say a bit more than equipped. Grossly unequipped. Ill-equipped.
Grossly inadequate.
Yeah.
Just like Trump's hands in his face.
Much larger utilities are more commonly used following natural disasters on the scale of Hurricane Maria, which devastated the island last month. The private equity firm that finances Whitefish HBC Investments was founded by Joe Colanetta, who served as its general partner. The FEC data compiled by the Daily Beast showed Colanetta contributed $20,000 to Trump's victory PAC during the general election, $2,700 to Trump's primary campaign, $2,700 to Trump's general campaign, and 30,000 and a total of 30,700 to the Republican National Committee.
So the max you can fucking, I guess, give to people is 2,700.
Yep, as a private citizen, yes.
Nice.
But in total, he still gave $50,000 plus to Trump's campaign, and then his wife gave $33,000.
Yeah. To the Republican National Committee, which I guess also funded Trump's campaign.
Well, yeah.
And then now they realize they're stuck with him.
Joe Colonetta is not the only Republican connection to the controversial Whitefish contract.
It just sounds fishy, dare I say.
On Monday, Washington Post reported Whitefish chief executive Andy Tekmanski, that's Polish,
Tekmanski, yeah,
is friends with the Trump administration Interior Secretary Ryan Zink.
Yeah.
Moreover, Whitefish is located in Zink's hometown of Whitefish, Montana. Oh, who would have guessed?
Oh wow, so it's actually a place. It still sounds fishy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this entire thing is fishy.
What do you know about fish?
Luis Vega Ramos, member of Puerto Rico House of Representatives, told the Daily Beast Whitefish's most important expertise or assets seem to have been having the U.S. Secretary of Interior Ryan Zink as their former congressman and current ally, and having the wisdom to retain the services of key people close to the governor of Puerto Rico. Zinke isn't the only member of the Trump administration with connection to Whitefish contract. In addition to the Colanettas, Kimberly Colanettas' Facebook contains a photo of her with Ben Carson, Trump's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, and another photo shows Colanetta with Trump's Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Well, I mean, obviously the Colanettas are bumping with all these other people because they are big campaign donors. So that's a bit of a stretch, Washington Post.
What?
Where is it, Washington Post? Whatever. Well, that just because they take a picture with somebody, they're like, close ties to each other.
Well, I'd say that too.
I don't doubt it.
I was gonna say I'd say
because
that
these
too,
are very
but then
wealthy
again,
people.
my old the old CEO of our old company, who I researched again recently, he had pictures with fucking him and Hillary Clinton all the time. Hillary Clinton came to visit the man at his house in Austin. Okay.
Clearly, he had plenty of money to give her.
Yeah, well, he had tons of money to their foundation until there. He's apparently the Texas leader of the Jewish Democratic Party or something. He is some really big person and bigger than I would have thought. I mean, he's a really tiny Jewish man, but and he seemed all right. He was kind of funny, and he spoke funny. But I mean, no, he was kind of funny. He was like, "How are you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing all right." "Oh, that's good. That's good." He just seemed like a all right normal person. This comes up in conversation because apparently my stepdad he got free tickets to the Aggies game this weekend, and my sister and my mom are going. And apparently there's going to be some well-known politician there, super well-known politician sitting right next to them, he's going with them or something like that. And they're all going to talk Aggies, and they're all freaking out because they have to wear good clothes, and they have to know about all these Aggie traditions and stuff like that. My sister doesn't know.
Sakes.
And I was like, no, you don't. You could just do the whole, I'm a woman and I don't watch football or something like that. And then it's that's all you gotta do. Just be or say, because she's like, well, I went to school there. It's expected to know something. Just say, I went to school here and I was too busy focusing on my studies. She's like, I went to school and didn't get a degree. I was like, you don't say that part. You just say you're too busy focusing on your studies to go watch football. You just play the young college girl. That's it. And then they were saying all these things but this is a guy is a politician. And I was like, these people that you think are super big or do all this stuff, it's they're pretty normal people. Like that guy, he's pretty normal. He just talked random shit about people, random shit about stuff. He wasn't even.
Yeah, but it's more of an in for your family if they can get an in with somebody of power, of influence.
No. It's not about me. It's just about looking all right. Your eyes are super watery. Are you gonna cry or something, or you just have allergy problems right now today?
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes are extremely watery and red. Maybe you're just tired.
Could be.
Freckle past the hair, beautiful. It's only 9. Come on, man. Don't leave me now.
No, I'm not.
I know. You should still be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this shit's
Anyways,
bad
Whitefish
juju.
seems to be nothing more than a glorified middleman to get the real providers of the services with which PREPA, which is the Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority, could
That's
have
kind of funny.
contracted
It's
directly.
got a pretty nice, nifty little acronym. PREPA.
PREPA. Yep. It's a cozy sweetheart deal in which Whitefish gets a gratuity for subcontracting the actual providers. Exactly. I mean, 300 million, they skimmed 30 million off the top.
Shit, probably more than that.
Probably more than that for sure.
Like,
And then they bid out, and then there's a $200 million contract to repair Puerto Rico.
yep.
And those two people walk away with $50 million, and then they just
And it
leave.
probably goes to either themselves or to Trump again next year.
Well, of course, a bit of it goes to Trump, but there's a limit.
I wonder if that's actually an interesting theory now to watch in the future. If Trump just dumps money into all of these third party people, and then
Well, no,
next year
people
comes
dropping
up-
money into him for influence.
No, they did, but he's dumping money into other
Yeah,
people
it's a
right
quid
now.
pro quo kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a lot of fucking money. How much
Yeah.
does his campaign even earn? First
Like
place.
you mean how much did the Trump campaign get in donations and such? About $1 billion.
Yeah, but what if he's paying people back with the government's money right now?
No, it definitely is. I mean, senators and congressmen do it all the time. Local representatives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it takes they found that the return on investment for buying a senator is ridiculously great. You buy a senator, you buy a senator, a trip somewhere, or even a fancy dinner at a very exclusive restaurant or some shit. $5,000 campaign donation. They'll fucking do whatever you want, sign whatever you want. If there's a project coming up, they'll be like, here you go. It could be a multi-million-dollar project, and all you have to do is spend $5,000 on it. The return
So
on
what I'm hearing is
Buy your
Bay City
congressman.
Technology needs to go make a gracious donation to somebody.
pretty much.
And then just all of a sudden, I am woefully... What the fuck?
That's me.
I'm woefully... whatever. No, I mean, I got a message at the same time. So
Yeah, no. It's super cheap to buy your representatives, and they'll do whatever the fuck you want. So I'm saying, all these companies, they drop a little dosh here and there, and bam, they get in. I mean, this guy right here, him and his wife, they dropped $80,000. And the company that he owns or finances is getting a $300 million contract to subcontract out.
yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, I think it was a no-bid contract, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
How the hell does this get through? There are laws against this kind of shit.
Well, I mean, I actually, honestly, to make money, I kind of want to be like that one movie where the two kids bid against the Pentagon to go deliver weapons and shit in Iraq. I want to go do that. Just bid on something stupid and then get it, and she's like, "Good job, you're going on the next military plane out to Iraq." Oh, whoopee! The U.S. gives you this crate full of half-broken guns, some maybe functioning grenades, and some probably not working ammo. Oh yeah, there's also that whole yard of hundreds of tanks over there that you can use.
Mm-hmm. It'd be like a guy I knew who worked at BAE. He had friends of his who, because BAE, of course, made a lot of vehicles for the
Yeah.
government and army. And he's like, oh yeah, I had friends who'd go out to Iraq and such, and they'd be working on the military base, and then whenever a siren went off, they had to run for cover and shit. But they made $125,000 or more in 3 months.
Yeah, you make whatever your yearly salary is, plus there's a $75,000 hazard pay or $100 something thousand. There's a multi-$1,000 hazard pay. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to go make some money.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But then I'll have shitternet. It'll be back being over here. I'll connect through a series of trash cans and camels at that point. At that point, it's a series of camels.
And then, at least until Elon releases his low Earth orbit internet, and then you get cable speeds.
Okay, so it's low Earth orbit internet, right? What if it turns into a LOIC, though? Low orbit ion cannon. What
Bring
if
it back.
He's the one that can do it. Tesla batteries, SpaceX. You combine the two together. You make super powerful lasers and shoot them into space to shoot at people. If it's possible with anyone, it's possible with him. So I keep saying about some other stuff because I think I was telling John about like doing my robot thing idea with him. And he's like, no, because he said something. Your reasoning is a lot more reasonable. His reasoning was like something stupid.
He's like, I don't know, paranoid.
I know, I got that. We need lawyers right here, right now. And I'm like,
Yeah, he's just like, he's like, well, I gotta cover my ass. I don't need to be sued. It's like, calm the fuck down, dude.
You don't have any money anyway, so.
He's just like,
Yeah, the
Anyways.
is nth level there.
Federal agencies like FEMA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which are ordinarily responsible for evaluating contracts, have attempted to distance themselves from the Whitefish contract. FEMA did not respond to the Daily Beast's request for comment, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, on the other hand, told the Daily Beast it does not comment on contracting decisions made by external organizations that do not involve USAs.
Yep.
So it wasn't made by them, according to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So was it made by FEMA, or did the president just be like, "We're doing this"?
I'm gonna put the best people on it.
Rather, it would have been his Secretary of the Interior. It would have been like Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump. Here is Whitefish. And I know these people. They're good people. They're the best people. They'll get the job done. They're the best. They're Americans. It's a hardworking Montana company.
Maybe I should present myself as that. Just like with my flag. We are the best people. We are the best organization that this town this town needs and deserves. Or we're the best corporation this town doesn't deserve, but the town needs right now.
Okay, fucking superhero.
Yeah, Batman. I was going for a Batman reference there. I'm the hero the town needs, but not the one they deserve. This town doesn't deserve. Yeah. Anyway.
And PREPA's like, we don't know. Our contracts are evaluated and awarded by the Corps of Engineers in coordination with FEMA.
We should just disperse his money.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, so this is crazy, but yeah, no, just
routers. What did I say the word was? Roosters, whatever. All right. North Korea diplomat says take atmospheric nuclear test threat literally. An atmospheric... Okay, for those of you at home who don't know, I'm sure they'll go into this. An atmospheric nuclear test would be like pre-detonating a nuclear device in atmosphere, I assume. Unless that just means in like open atmosphere. But what that does is that creates a... depending on how high in the ionosphere, if you blow up a nuke, it makes an EMP, basically. Long story short. So... which would be the one... well, not the one thing. Some of the things that could be used to disable a great country like ours.
except for the military portion of it.
I think they'll be fucked too.
No, a lot of the military has hardened lines and communication to prevent destruction of EMP.
They do, and I know that, and I know the Jeeps do, but I also know that shit's not tested regularly, and I know it's probably going to fail.
No hope.
No, not at all. The submarines and the ships will probably be fine off the coast, but main lines and main fucking bases and stuff, probably not.
I mean, satellite communication will still work.
I'm not sure. Because I'm fairly certain that even after, like, say, a nuclear bomb explodes, and while radioactive particles are still, like the radioactive dust is still in the air, I think it also blocks cell communication or any sort of radio waves. I think that's a thing, too. It won't be deadly, and it won't, cause radiation.
I mean, it could be deadly.
What? I don't think I think the tusk just kind of falls and just collects in non-deadly amounts, though, is what I'm saying. It blows up in the air and gets dispersed in the atmosphere, it's fine. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I guess what you're saying could be deadly. If we are attacked by EMPs, it's probably a precursor, I would assume, to invasion. That's the only thing realistically that would be worth it. Either the precursor to invasion or the precursor to more missiles.
We need power suits.
Huh? What? Did you say we need power suits? Are you going fucking Fallout with this? Operation Anchorage and shit? Fucking Liberty Prime!
Better to be dead than red.
Oh my god. But they invade through
Communist
Africa.
detected.
Communist detected. That was actually one of the best parts about being in the... Oh, so I did the neutral way out of the fucking like the simulator pods thing, which is where you get the communists to invade in the simulator by, like, ringing all the bells in a specific order. So AIDS and hard to do. But yeah, like, that's the best thing ever, because you can, like, run around as a pint-sized slasher and murder all of the Ching-Chang Chasians, and you get so much ammo for the AK. I literally just ran around with the AK the entire time after that. So much ammo. Like, each of the fucking Ching-Chang Chasians drops, like, 300 ammo. It's nuts. Ah, so good. But yeah, I was trying so hard to be neutral, and it's like, no matter what you do, everyone dies. And I'm like, no, I want people to live. And I was like, oh, this is supposed to be the neutral thing, or the good thing. Ring all the bells. And then the Asians attack, and everybody dies anyway. And I was like, no! I was so sad. Because I wanted everyone to live. But anyway, yeah. It's bad juju, because that means they're testing it for, I guess, usability. Wait, how the fuck? I mean, all they're going to do is blow it up in the atmosphere, but how are they going to test it? Like, how big of a pulse it creates? Where are they going to test it at? It's not themselves? I don't know. Anyway.
It says it's going to take place over the Pacific Ocean.
Where's it at?
It's at the top of the story.
Is it? Oh, let me see that. Oh, a possible nuclear test over the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean should be taken literally, a senior North Korean official told CNN in an interview aired on Wednesday. Interesting. Why are they telling us things like this? Maybe they don't even want us to.
Well, no, it's because they want to show off their might and power.
No, I know, but like, is the official telling us to show off the might and power, or is that person telling us to warn us that?
No, they're telling us to show off our might and power. It could be like, don't fuck with us because we have nukes.
The foreign minister is very well aware of the intentions of our supreme leader, so I think you should take his words literally. Ri Yong-pil, a senior diplomat in North Korea's foreign ministry, told CNN. The North Korean Foreign Minister Ring Yong-ho said last month Pyongyang may consider conducting the most powerful detonation of a hydrogen bomb over the Pacific Ocean amid rising tensions with the United States. The minister made the comment after President Donald Trump warned that North Korea, which has been working to develop nuclear-tipped missiles capable of hitting the United States, would be totally destroyed if it threatened America. It's a fucking pissing match. Mm-hmm. What we're going to see here, in my experience in this pissing match, is that America is going to obliterate North Korea. Like I was separated from my job, North Korea will be separated from the map entirely. It'll be separated
South
from
Korea
China.
is just going to become an island.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Well, like I said, China is putting up soldiers on the border between China and North Korea to basically kill anybody who tries to make it to China. Because China's like, we're not dealing with these North Korean refugees. Fuck off. We're going to kill them before they make it here.
Just like hella fucked up.
Yeah, but it's China. And China's like, we don't give a shit.
Yep. CIA Chief Mike Pompeo.
Even though it's kind of funny because we were just praising China earlier about their environmental.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, nothing's more environmental than getting rid of one of the world tyrants. And then we still have ours, though. Hopefully he leaves
He'll be
office.
gone in 3 years.
Hopefully he's gone in 3 years proper. Hopefully he doesn't ghost any sort of...
I don't think he can make a second term. Not that not that he's going to be dead.
No.
But he
I'm
just
saying,
won't be reelected.
in theory, but... No, I'm not saying about him being elected. I'm talking about him enacting some sort of weird, woo-woo, totalitarian level bullshit, dictatorship type stuff. It's possible within his mindset, but with the American people, not likely.
I don't think he's likely with the Congress.
That's what I said. Well, it's with the American people, but his mindset, I think it might be there.
I don't know.
I wouldn't question
Trump
that.
doesn't know what the fuck he thinks. It's he has the news printed out in 2 daily reports of all the good thing the news is saying about him in the morning and in the evening because he just loves himself so much that he
He's
must
like
see all
the
the good things in
narcissist
the
of
world.
the nth level. He is.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that sin? That deadly sin? Is it
Pride?
pride? I guess.
I suppose so. Narcissism would probably put it in pride.
Oh, narcissism was like loving yourself too much.
It is. But it wouldn't be great.
I don't know. Anyway, CIA Chief Mike Pompeo said last week that North Korea could be only months away from gaining the ability to hit the United States with nuclear weapons.
I mean, we already theorized that they have missiles
Yeah.
that can theoretically reach the United States mainland.
I mean, the United States being, Hawaii.
No.
It can reach
I
Hawaii.
mean, no. It can reach past Hawaii.
Yeah, I know.
They're saying it can reach all the way to, like, Chicago.
Yeah. We looked at the map.
Yeah.
Whatever. Experts say an atmospheric test would be a way of demonstrating that capability. All of North Korea's previous nuclear tests have been conducted underground.
And how does that work?
You've got me. I don't think they conducted underground.
Well, that's what they say.
But I mean, they launched like fucking missiles into the water and stuff.
Well, I think those are just missiles to test the range of those missiles.
Yeah,
Not-
but I mean, like,
'cause they're saying
I
they
don't
can't-
know how the fuck you test a bomb underground without fucking up your country.
I don't know. They just probably do it in the mountains or something. Just hollow out a giant chamber, drop a thing in,
I don't know.
place it in there and set it off.
I mean, Minecraft tells me that that's not a great idea.
Yeah. Well, Minecraft also says that the world is built in 1 meter or 1 meter square blocks.
I mean, is it not? I'm 2 square blocks high, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why my house is 3 square blocks high. Holy shit, I just went cross-eyed on this one over there. Hello, alcohol. Anyway, Trump next week will make a visit to Asia, during which he will highlight his campaign to pressure North Korea to give up its nuclear missile programs. Despite the bellicose rhetoric, White House officials say Trump is looking for a peaceful resolution of the standoff, but all options, including military ones, are on the table. Of course they are. The U.S. Navy said on Wednesday a third aircraft carrier Stryker was now sailing to the Asia-Pacific region, joining 2 other characters, Ronald Reagan and Theodore Roosevelt. It's like, hey, look, all these other American presidents that dealt with you.
Yeah, but also consider. Well, I don't know if Theodore was Reagan probably did.
Reagan definitely did.
Yeah, but you also got to consider they sent the Reagan and they sent the Theodore Roosevelt, which I believe he said speak softly and carry a big stick. Or am I thinking the 50R?
Meh. I don't know. I don't remember enough. Either way. Well, I mean, all these ships are named after presidents and states and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway. Navy officials said the Nimitz, which was previously carrying out operations in support of the fight against
Yeah,
Islamic
Theodore
State
Roosevelt.
in Iraq and Syria, would be ready to support operations in the region before heading back to its home port. It said the movement had been long planned. The Nimitz, that's the one saying, yeah, Nimitz class carriers are the nuclear, are they? They're not. Is it the super? Is the Nimitz the super carrier? I think it's the super carrier. Anyway, a leading South Korean opposition figure, Hong Jong-pyo, head of the conservative Liberty Korea Party, told Reuters in Washington on Wednesday he backed Trump's tough stance. Hong said he had met with members of Congress and the administration and told them a majority of South Koreans wanted U.S. tactical nuclear weapons, which were withdrawn from the Korean Peninsula in 1992, returned for South Korea to develop a nuclear capability of its own. No. That's my answer to that. No. We don't need you guys. I mean, well, that would benefit us if they just shot nukes at each other across the border. Then we would lose, we'd lose all of the good gamers. And then we'd lose, Samsung.
Yeah. You can't lose Samsung.
I'd lose my Hyundai Genesis. No!
At least it's still my Honda.
Ah.
Until they decide to attack Japan. And they'll be like, no, Honda of Japan!
No, all of Japan.
And of course Tokyo and all of Japan itself.
And Akihabara and my weebs and... No, the anime! Dude, that would be hilarious.
Lost.
The weebs would, join the fucking, government in force. We'd have our own separate... They would fucking put us in our own separate part of the military. The weeb force. Watch us become...
Cannon fodder!
Watch us be... Nah, it would become fucking Navy SEALs. Some of us would get super serious, those people, the people that are like me that could probably go and fucking slaughter people would just be like... everything was cool until you fucked with my waifu. Rage mode activated.
Time to use a little more force.
Time to use a little bit more force. .ta. Anyway. Hogg said he met with members. The only way to deal with the situation is by having a nuclear balance between North and South, said Hong, the runner-up in South Korea's 2017 presidential election. I mean, not really. They're so close to each other. Nuclear weapons are like ridiculous at that point. At the range that they are to each other. Instead of making nuclear missiles, you can just take nuclear warheads, probably strap them to a catapult, and throw them to the other side of the DMZ. To be realistic, you guys are like that fucking close. It's nuts. Reintroducing nuclear weapons remains unlikely, thankfully. Not least because it would undermine demands from Seoul and Washington for North Korea to abandon its nuclear programs. Yeah, that's true too. Trump spoke during his election campaign about the possibility of South Korea and Japan acquiring nuclear weapons, but administration officials have played down the remarks and given no indication of any plan to redeploy tactical weapons. So did we take away nukes from Japan and stuff? I guess we had them and we just like threw our nuke launchers in Japan. We're like, we're just going to put these here for us.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, we have a nuclear sub out there. And I don't mean nuclear powered, I mean a nuclear sub.
Yeah. I forgot what those are called. But yeah, we have a few of those in the oceans at all times. I think a large part of our ICBMs are sub-launched.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have some of the fucking old Minuteman 2s in the like silos in the middle of fucking Illinois and shit. Or wherever the hell most of those are.
California and along the coast.
Are most of them in California?
No, most of them are along the coast.
I thought there were some like in the center.
No, there are in like grassland.
Yeah, literally just farmland.
Part of America, this random dome. They definitely exist.
Yeah. I mean, people were selling some of them out as the Minutemans were fucking, pulled out and removed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, those are expensive.
Yep. On Wednesday, Trump was asked whether he would visit the tense demilitarized zone dividing North and South Korea during his Asia tour. Responded enigmatically, "I'd rather not say, but you'll be surprised."
So, yes.
So probably yes. Because, Trump, why would you do that? That's just asking to get shot or something.
I don't think they'd do that. If they shot the U.S. president, they would be destroyed. This all rhetoric is just to try and stop the U.S. from attacking them. Mm-hmm. They don't want to make the first move.
Yeah.
Because if they make the first move, then they lose the sympathy of China and such.
Which there is none, or practically zero.
Practically none, no. But still, it also looks bad for them.
Yeah.
So no, they won't do anything.
I just love how we're like, we saw you at the nuclear missile test. They had eyes on you the whole time. What would have been funnier is if we had called him one of the Canadian top snipers and they just shot the cigarette out of his mouth just to fuck with it. And he's just like, God damn American dogs! Every time he goes out to have a cigarette, somebody just shoots it out of his mouth. Dying too early because of bad health conditions would give us problems.
Israel accused of selling military equipment to Burma during ethnic cleansing of Rohingya Muslims.
Oh, man.
So, and I guess this is continuing as a part of the Rohingya mass exodus from Burma.
Everyone's getting walk-in tubs in 2017. I mean, that looks pretty cool, but also looks like something an old person would have.
That's because it is an old person tub.
Mm.
It's an old person thing to get a walk-in tub.
I mean, I want a walk-in tub. I want a tub that's that deep in
general. I was going to say, yeah, a tub that deep would be kind of nice if it was larger.
That's actually one of the nice things about my mom's house, the fucking jacuzzi brand tubs, is that they're like super deep, and then they also have armrests inside of it. It's pretty nice. The only problem was getting used to it for the first couple months was you go to step over, for instance, that's why in the hotel I was big man stepping over it, and the fucking hotel little bumps this fucking high. I don't even know how they managed to do that. I don't know how you're supposed to take a bath in a tub that's got only this much water in it. So nuts. But yeah, no, because they're so high, I kept hitting my fucking shins on the side of the tub every time I got in the shower. It hurt for a while. I had fucking bruises on my shins forever.
Damn. You just kicking?
No! I was used to the tubs here. You just barely step over.
Yeah.
And there you gotta go like sumo step over because they're that tall. Just basically is what it feels like. But no, because I would just step in and then pull the other leg in, and I just wouldn't pull up high enough. Just ate tub every day. Tasted great, by the way.
Anyways, Israel has been accused of selling military equipment to the Burmese military, even as it's faced accusations of war crimes against minority Rohingya Muslims. Pictures on the Burmese Navy page include a welcome to 2 Israeli-made gunboats to its military fleet. Welcome to the Myanmar Navy. The caption says the Super Dorva Mark III is moving forward at 45 knots on Myanmar waters. Clearly that means they are new. The gunboats feature a remote weapon station which would allow the military to mount heavy machine guns or 30 millimeter cannons.
Yeah, it's just like a little circle.
That's my military expert. How much damage would a 30 millimeter cannon do?
A 30 millimeter cannon would it would fuck up a boat. I mean, that's what it's there for. A 50 caliber machine gun would fuck up a boat. Anything fucks up a boat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's the little weapons platform right there in the front middle, I believe. This is a better picture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. But I mean, these are like PT boats kind of deal. Yeah, it's a patrol boat. It's a PT boat. Mm-hmm. Most PT boats have some sort of, I don't know about 30 millimeter cannons, but they normally used to have 50 cals, and I think probably maybe some sort of millimeter cannon. A 30 millimeter, I'm trying to think how big that is exactly. Just big enough to punch a hole, I'd probably say it's something close to like this. This is shell size. Roundabout.
That's quite large. I imagine it'd kill quite a large group of people.
Yeah, you can also punch a big ass hole in any boat, which is the primary. That's the primary reasoning for things. A lot of those weapons aren't to kill people, per se. They're to blow holes in boats and make boats sink. Mm-hmm. The machine gun's for killing everybody, though.
Yeah,
for the most part. But the machine gun also will blow holes in boats. Your 50 cal will rip through anything, so it doesn't really matter. It's all, frankly, overkill for regular people and regular boats. For defending your coast, it's not but defending against, I'd say, drug cartels or something that also have 50 caliber machine guns. They just don't have 30 millimeter cannons. Mm-hmm. I don't know. In retrospect, I would say we could pull up an American PT boat and see what it looks like. I figure it'd be similar to that, though. Mm-hmm. I think it's just kind of, I don't know, it just seems tiny. I don't know why everybody's stationed right there. That part bothers me. In the American PT boats, you have some guns on the sides here, you have a dude back here, you have a gun up here. You just don't have everyone sitting in one spot.
Just showing it off.
Yeah.
It's probably some general on there who's just oh, how does this work?
Something like that. I can't really tell. But yeah, I think that's is that a cannon? I think that is the cannon. I can't really tell. It's hard to see. But yeah.
Anyways, the Israeli Foreign Ministry has denied media reports that it sold advanced weapons to Burma and categorically rejected any alleged involvement in the tragedy in the Rahim.
I don't even know if I could classify that as a fucking advanced weapon. It's a boat with a gun on it.
Yeah, let's see. It says more than 600,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled Buddhist majority in Burma to Bangladesh since a military crackdown launched in late August. The United Nations denounced it as a textbook example of ethnic cleansing.
Which it is, as I said.
Mm-hmm. According to Haaretz, the Ramata division of Israeli Aerospace Industries, which manufactures the Super Dorva, is meant to provide at least 2 more boats to the Burmese military. The remote weapon station on the boat is made by Elbit Systems, the paper said, adding that the 2 remaining vessels could be built in Burma with Israeli assistance. The total value of the arms deal is estimated to be tens of millions of dollars. Haaretz said, citing sources with the Israeli weapons industry.
How is a boat with a gun on it?
I guess that's why they're saying it's advanced weapons, because it's going to cost tens of millions of dollars.
I don't understand they can charge that much.
There must be some sort of secret shit on that boat.
No, the only thing I'd say that probably makes it that expensive is a nice, like, super souped up sensor suite. But it's only got the one, like, normal looking nautical radar post with normal looking everything else. Unless the fucking 30mm cannon's like the smaller cannons off of a destroyer and it's like automated and you can like simple point and click interface it, probably. That's the only thing I would think of. Because I mean, a machine gun is you get somebody over there and they shoot at people. Like there's no.
The patrol boats could be used to attack Rohingya refugees fleeing to Bangladesh.
Possibly, yeah.
Itay Mak, an Israeli lawyer who petitioned the Israeli High Court to block arms sales to Burma, told the Middle East Eye. These images have confirmed what activists have been saying for a number of years, while Israel has a gag order against the details of its arms deals with the junta. Myanmar proudly showcases its purchases as it defies existing EU and US arms embargoes in the country. Oh.
There's embargoes on
Apparently there's embargoes on
Israeli
arms
gear?
into the country. Well, for EU and US embargoes.
Yeah, for Israeli gear.
I think just for any gear. It's just an arms deal.
Except for, where we sell, our 3-letter agencies and stuff, just like in that fucking movie. They still do that today. They sell a bunch of arms to people everywhere all the time. Again, that's how we gave ISIS a lot of arms in the first place.
Yeah, but there wasn't an embargo against ISIS. Because it wasn't ISIS at that time.
Yeah, it was against...
It was Syrian rebels
yeah.
against the Syrian government.
Yep.
This shows how gag order means nothing in 2017, as the Myanmar government and the junta love to publish everything they've bought from the Israelis on Facebook, which is giving us more evidence and helping to fuel a public campaign against Israeli arms sales to Burma.
Yeah, well, which is true. I mean, and on a level, same thing with like my whole thing about sanctions against the UN. Shit, the UN has posted sanctions against so many countries, and it's done literally nothing to a lot of them.
I mean, it's definitely effective on North
Korea.
Korea.
Now because the other countries are finally basically complying with the UN regulations, because the UN had regulations against North Korea for a long time. Like China should have pulled out of North Korea forever ago.
Well, I mean, countries have been applying. Like they couldn't get any luxury goods in.
Yeah, but I mean, more recently, that was only super recently. They still had some.
The luxury goods things was all of this for decades ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I mean that's been in place for quite a while. Although they still somehow found a way to get in pianos and.
I'm pretty sure countries just gave it to them on the down low. Because again, it's just a piece of paper.
Kim Jong-un has an entire hidden fortress that houses all of the gifts given to him by world leaders.
Why would anybody give him a gift?
They gave him gifts. Well, the father and now the son. It's the family's. It's the family vault of gifts.
Treasury vault. Whatever.
Yeah, pretty much from different world leaders and such. Or teams, or just anybody of any note.
Interesting.
Yeah. Apparently they had the location of it. Although it shouldn't be too difficult to find. It's a very large building.
I should send him fucking just a waifu pillows and be like, this is for not nuking Japan. Please don't nuke Japan. The great waifu army will love you.
And
if you attempt to nuke Japan.
Well, I think if you tried that, you'd get a knock on the door by FBI or something. It's like, oh, I see you're trying to send mail to North Korea directly to Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. And
they're going to investigate you for that.
And they'll be like, he's a 20-something-year-old jobless man, does nothing with his life but stream and play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to see here. Except for that terrorist thing millions of years ago that was expunged.
He's a terrorizer. He's trying to collude with the enemies of the U.S. government. Take him down.
Yeah. Just send me over there. It would be a fun time.
Yep. So apparently investigations by several human rights group watchdogs have found more than 100 tanks as well as boats and light weapons which have been sold to the Burmese governments by Israeli armed companies for years. One Israeli company, Tar Ideal Concepts, posted a picture on its website in August late last year to its staff teaching combat tactics to Burmese special forces in North Rakhine State, where much of the violence is taking place. So basically, Israel and Israeli companies are promoting, violent death.
You say violent death?
As opposed to pleasant death.
As opposed to the slightly less non-violent death. Alright, carry on. Ooh, interesting. Those are some weird looking rifles. I mean, that rifle's a weird rifle.
It's from the Kalashnikov group.
But that Kalashnikov,
I don't know, go
is it
complain.
an AN-94 or an AK-74?
I don't know, go complain to Kalashnikov.
You mean, go play Escape from Tarkov. France 24. Russia's opposition newspaper plans to arm journalists. Editors of Russia's opposition newspaper, Novaya Gazeta, said Thursday they were planning to give their employees weapons, training, and arm them with non-lethal weapons to protect themselves against possible attacks. Interesting. The decision comes amid a spike in violence against dissenters in Russia, including this week's attack on a radio journalist who was stabbed in the neck, fuck's sake, at the offices of Liberal Echo of Moscow Radio. It doesn't sound like, so far it doesn't sound like he died. What did he do? Just chug some vodka and go about his day? Probably. Hey, comrade, throw vodka on it. It's good. We take you to a hospital. And they just fucking intravenous straight vodka. And he's just like, yes.
I think he did die.
To what? Did he die? I don't know.
The journalist.
If the state is not ready to protect us, we will protect ourselves. Sergei Sokolov, a deputy editor at Russia's top opposition newspaper told AFP on Thursday. When journalists find themselves helpless in the face of lawlessness on the streets and in discipline of law enforcement agencies, there is no other way. Novaya Gazette editor Dmitry Muratov said on Wednesday that a number of employees went under arms training and the newspaper would purchase the weapons. It sounds like Russia's turning into Escape from Tarkov. Literally. Also, all these names are extremely Russian, and I find them quite hilarious. The use of firearms is tightly regulated in Russia. The so-called traumatic weapons, such as arms that fire rubber bullets, can be used for self-defense, but can also inflict lethal damage. I will arm the newsroom, Muratov said on Echo of Moscow Radio. We will also supply journalists with other security meetings that I don't want to talk about. We will conceal an official agreement with the Russian Interior Ministry, he added. I have no other choice. Contracted by AFP, Muratov said he could not provide details of the plan over security concerns. Our security experts have asked me to refrain from commenting before we take concrete steps, he said. Pavel Konyugin, a Novaya Gazeta correspondent, said he was ready to use non-lethal weapons to defend himself. Dude, what's funny is because, this is even better, because there's a character in Escape from Tarkov called Pavel. He's one of the fucking people he sells shit to. Are we sure this isn't just, the narrative for Escape from Tarkov coming out? Because, it really seems that way right now. And it's funny. I don't see anything bad in our situation, he told AFP in written comments, adding that potential criminals may be deterred by the knowledge that Novaya Gazeta reporters carry weapons. This, too, is defense. President Vladimir Putin's spokesman said Thursday he saw no reason to provide extra security for journalists. Of course not. Unfortunately, every one of us can become a target of a madman, Dmitry Peskov told reporters, true. Adding, Novaya Gazette was free to adopt any measure as long as they were in line with existing laws. Go for it. Gunning for clients. Russian arms manufacturer Kalashnikov jumped at the opportunity to tout its guns, saying it was ready to offer a 10% discount to all journalists seeking to purchase non-lethal weapons. Kalashnikov concern advocates responsible gun ownership and supports a lawful right of citizens to protect themselves, the company said in a statement. It promoted arms of limited damage, such as the MP-80 Makarov pistol that is said it could be purchased online. Let's see. Search. Just want to look this up real quick. That looks super Russian. That's the normal Makarov pistol. It's not limited damage. It's a fucking gun, people. A Makarov pistol or PM.
Well, it's Russian, so they're probably
Makarova literally Makarov's pistol, is a Russian submarine pistol under the leadership of Nikolai Fyodorovich Makarov, became the Soviet Union's standard military and police sidearm. So it's a standard sidearm. So ammo's abundant. Where's the ammo type? Let me see. Effective fire range 50 meters. It's normal pistol range. Yeah, it uses 380 auto. 380 of the 9x18 Makarov, which is like our 9x19 or 9mm. So yeah, it's still a pistol. It'll fucking kill people. I wouldn't say. I guess it's limited damage, but.
Yeah, I guess compared to
But as Escape from Kharkov has taught me, pistols to the head mean fucking fuck you, the gun. For the past 2 decades, Novaya Gazeta has lost several journalists to contract-style killings. What? Including investigative reporter Anna Politkovskaya, who was gunned down at the entrance to her Moscow apartment in 2006. Earlier this week, Tatiana Felgenhauer, so it's a Russian woman that married a German man?
No, it's just a different person.
A 32-year-old Echo of Moscow presenter was stabbed in the neck by a mentally unstable man. Oh, that's the person that got stabbed in the neck. Many commenters have blamed the authorities for fomenting hatred against dissenters and creating an atmosphere in which such attacks became possible. Yeah, that's the person that got stabbed in the neck. Tatiana, because Tatiana's a fucking Russian name, but Felgenhauer is not Russian.
German?
I think it's either German or... No, it's definitely German. So yeah, maybe German man. Interesting.
I don't think... There's no memory. It's just 2 different people who were attacked.
Is it?
Yes.
No, because Tatiana Felgenhauer, a 32-year-old Moscow presenter. That's their name, their full name.
Yes.
So what do you mean it's 2 different people?
No. You keep saying married. There's nobody's married in this.
No, I'm saying because she's Russian and the last name's German, I feel like maybe she got married.
Okay, is that what you... Okay.
That's what I was going at. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the fact that she's 32. Nobody's single at 32. I will be, but Over there, they marry and they have good times. Anyway, carrying on. Asteroids! Pew, pew, pew!
So,
as Kenneth does the fucking stupid flick down thing. I don't even know what we look like right now. Nobody's talking. It says Dakota's there, but Dakota's just like listening to us. I don't know. Is Dakota still there? Are you still there?
Yep, so there's a small asteroid or comet that visits from beyond the solar system.
Is this the one that comes like every so many thousand years?
No, this is entirely unique.
It's entirely unique. Okay.
Well, interestingly enough, apparently, before this comet, we had no actual evidence that there was, comets in other solar systems.
I thought. What do you mean we have no evidence there's comets in the solar system?
We have theories, of course, but this is actual evidence.
I thought Haley's comet didn't just went out of our solar system and came back every single year.
No, there's like an outer band of rocks, essentially, and space material. That's on the farthest...
Space material? Is that our rockets? All of our explodable rockets?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's on the outskirts. It's past Pluto, obviously. There's just this band of space stuff.
Space stuff.
Essentially.
I really can't. I expect a better science term than space stuff.
It's appropriate.
It's just stuff. It's probably ice and rock, which is what most stuff is.
And
so that's probably the edge of our gravitational field. Then?
Most likely the edge of our sun's gravitational field.
That's
but it's also
what would make sense.
But it's also as far as we've got when it comes to sending satellites to space. I think.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure we sent something further than Pluto.
No, there's
something that's outside of our solar system. Actually.
What?
Yeah, there's a fucking satellite we sent off forever.
No. So I'm saying that's the first one that we've actually sent off that made it that far. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
That was the first human object to leave our solar system.
What about the guy that ejaculated at the speed of sun, or the force of 10,000 suns, or whatever? There's a story about that.
Clearly something.
For another date and another time.
Yeah, clearly something I haven't heard. So recently, a small, recently discovered asteroid, or perhaps a comet, appears to have originated from outside the solar system, coming from somewhere else in our galaxy. If so, it would be the first interstellar object to be observed and confirmed by astronomers. Like I said, it's the first known object that we can confirm that came outside of our solar system. That's what they're saying. It's the first object, because it was just theorized, of course, that comets and such existed outside of our solar system, but this is actual proof of that.
What if it's like the planet Wormwood thing in the Bible? The planet or whatever is supposed to come by Earth every 300 years or whatever.
Well, we've been actually tracking asteroids and comets for over 300 years. But no, they're saying that this is actually
600 years then? I don't know, whenever. Something that's before we start tracking things.
Of course.
Because it's the Bible. It's before Christ, BC.
So A/2017 U1. I love the name.
That seems like the shittiest, most generic name I've ever seen.
It's science.
I assume it stands for Asteroid 2017 Unknown 1.
Probably. It's less than a quarter mile in diameter and is moving remarkably fast. Astronomers are urgently working to point telescopes around the world and in space at this notable object. Once the data is obtained and analyzed, astronomers may know more about the origin and possibly composition of the object.
It's like the whole, what is it? Like, if you have a drone and outside, like a football game or something, everyone's just like, just starts looking at it. Or if you have a drone and you're just like at a park, and everyone just starts looking at it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the asteroid must feel.
Mm-hmm.
All eyes are on it.
Well, it's moving at unprecedented speeds.
Yeah,
from what they were saying is that for objects that can escape the sun's gravity, that most objects that they see are between 1.001 and 1.005, which is technically enough to escape gravity of the sun, of course. Just barely enough, but enough. The highest rated object they've ever seen for this one was 0.05, so 105%.
Mm-hmm.
This object is moving at 1.18.
1.18. What's the movement?
The speed.
What is the unit of measurement of speed, though?
The velocity needed to escape the sun's gravity.
But is there an actual unit of measurement yet?
I think, it's moving at 15.6 miles per hour.
Oh.
Or per second, I should say, sorry.
I was going to say, is it 15? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That doesn't say, well...
I mean,
15, what is it? 1 mile per second is going 60 miles. No, it's actually going 600 miles an hour.
Yes.
Jeez. So times 15.
It's moving at 56,160 miles an hour.
Now, I assume that's not. What's the speed of light now? Let's see how fast it's going compared to the speed of light. No, I'm genuinely interested in this.
Pull up the speed of light.
It's gonna say it's C or some stupid shit.
It doesn't. Google doesn't do that. Well, it gives you miles per hour. There it is. 186,000 miles per hour. So
186,000 out of that.
So it's moving at 30% speed of light.
That's pretty fucking fast, still.
Yes.
30% the speed of light is pretty goddamn fast.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. So yes, this is unprecedented object for what it is and how fast it's going.
We don't know what it is actually.
And actually, the only time that object, because I mentioned that the object hit the fastest recorded was 0.05.
So question is, I guess now. So this is what I want, the astronomical units. So I was talking about AU or whatever the fuck. I wonder how big it is, how much force it has, how much mass it has, or whatever.
Well, they said it was the size of a quarter mile. So from there you can roughly estimate it's...
So question, what happens if that were to hit Earth at that speed?
probably massive devastation.
Would it punch a hole straight through the earth? Well, not straight through, but probably really deep into the earth.
Probably very deep, yeah. I mean, shit.
It's
The
equivalent of getting
Earth's
shot by a
mantle's
gun.
a couple hundred miles deep.
Is it? Is it a couple 100 miles deep?
Yes.
Because I mean, the fucking atmosphere and air is only like 7 miles or whatever.
Yeah, no. Compared to that, the Earth is fucking deep. Anyways, so this is actually a very cool thing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like space. This gets my dick
Everybody
hard
likes
because I love
space.
space.
Yeah. It was discovered October 19th in the University of Hawaii's Pan-STARRS 1 telescope on
Halikala. Halikala. I think it's Halikala.
Okay, super Hawaiian.
I was gonna say super Hawaii.
During the course of its nightly search for near-Earth objects for NASA, Rob Worry.
Just call him Work. Rob Work.
A postdoctoral researcher at the University of Hawaii Institute for Astronomy, was the first to identify the moving object and submit it to the Minor Planet Center. Work subsequently researched the Pan-STARRS image archive and found it was present in images taken previously before, but was not initially identified by the moving object processing. Work realized this object was unusual. Its motion could not be explained using either normal solar system asteroid or comet orbit. He contacted, etc., etc., etc. It's the most extreme orbit I've ever seen, said David Farachoa, a scientist for NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies.
CNEOs.
At the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
JPL?
It's going extremely fast and on such a trajectory that we can say with confidence that this object is on its way out of our solar system and not coming back. Let's see. The team plotted the trajectory and looked even into its future.
How do we spot near-Earth asteroids?
Nope. I mean, this is a random video. That's
Okay.
not relevant. I was hoping it was going to be like...
It came from the direction of the constellation Lyra, cruising through interstellar space at a brisk clip of 15.8 miles per second. The object approached our solar system almost directly above the ecliptic, a plane in space where the planets and most asteroids orbit the Sun, so it did not have any close encounters with the 8 major planets during its plunge towards the Sun.
So it came like from directly, I guess, above.
I guess if our planets are moving on a plane, it came from the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. However, the planets, because of the way solar systems are designed and everything, so like they're flat. They're not. The ellipses are all weird directions.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 people that don't know about space. I'm just saying.
I mean, we can bring up space.
Yep. I can just go play Hellion again, which apparently got a huge update and all my friends are playing. And I can't figure out why they play, but they've been playing for the past few days, so it sounds like there's enough stuff to do now. Might need to get back into that again. Then we can show you about ellipsis in space and space travel and going faster than light and also teleporting, losing shit, getting glitched out of your spaceship, ships exploding, Kenneth being bad at zero-G space maneuvering, Kenneth breaking shit, Kenneth probably blowing up modules trying to attach them.
Fuck
And
those
us dying.
modules.
All of the above resulting in death.
Anyways. But it's been interesting. This is very cool for space stuff. Anyways, that's it. I just want to cover this because it's a cool story.
No, I like it too. Alright. Didn't we cover polio vaccines? Like last 2 weeks ago or something?
I don't think so.
Was it polio? I thought it was polio.
Was it polio?
It was like, didn't the UK eradicate polio? Wasn't that what it was?
I think it was the UK eradicated
Yeah.
polio. But this is the world eradicated polio.
Yeah, but like I think UK is one of the last places left of the world. Polio is not that big of a deal in America, I don't think.
No, polio is nearly eliminated from America. And
Bill
except for those anti-vaxxers. Bringing it back.
Oh well. And the bubonic plagues just kind of coming back and shit. Apparently there's like 7 cases a year normally, but there's been more recently than they're supposed to. I was like, that's hot. Anyway, Bill Gates. Polio will be eradicated this year. The end game is near.
It's a really long story. It's just like covering the first little paragraph.
Tuesday marks Rotary International's 5th annual World Polio Day. co-hosted by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and there is much cause for celebration. It is very possible that 2017 makes it the end of the wild polio virus, nearly 2 years earlier than Bill Gates predicted. What we're looking at now is sort of the endgame of polio eradication, says Dr. Jay Winger, who leads the Gates Foundation's polio eradication efforts. We are closer than ever, and we're optimistic that we can see the end of the poliovirus disease by as early as this year, he said. According to Dr. Winger, there are only 12 known cases of the wild poliovirus in existence today, in just 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. In the last couple of years, we've seen unprecedented progress. In 2015, we could only find 74 cases. In 2016, we found 37, and in this year so far, we've only found 12 in only 2 countries. The reason? A mass immunization effort to orally vaccinate 2.5 billion children in 122 countries, bolstered by the 1988 launch of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. Orally vaccinate? Do they fucking...
I guess it's just pills?
Yeah, I guess so. Interesting. Although Dr. Jonas Salk is credited with developing the first safe and effective oral polio vaccine in 1955, there were still about 350 cases of polio worldwide 30 years later. In a lot of places, children don't always get all the vaccines that they're supposed to, and that's a chronic problem, said Dr. Winger. The virus can only live in people, he says, and it needs new people to infect to keep on spreading and keep on living. If you make all those people in an area immune, then the virus can't find new people to infect. So if we can get enough children in an area vaccinated, the virus dies off. I mean, it sucks.
This is unprecedented.
People,
not unprecedented. It's actually... There's actually quite a lot of history about viruses being eradicated. Like smallpox, which is pretty much just kept in a small vial in a lab.
Since the World Health Assembly 1988 launched the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, the number of cases have been reduced by 99.9%, saving more than 13 million children from paralysis. Economic modeling has found that the eradication of polio would save at least 40 billion to 50 billion between 1988 and 2035, mostly in low-income countries.
It's needed most.
Bill Gates is hopeful the disease will become the second disease after smallpox.
I just mentioned smallpox.
Yep. Progress in fighting polio might be one of the world's best-kept secrets in global health, he acknowledged in the Foundation's 2017 annual letter, but soon he hopes it will be a secret no more. If things stay stable in the conflicted areas, humanity will see its last case of polio this year. 50.
I mean, this is really amazing.
It's a
stuff.
drop, I guess.
I guess so, yes.
I never heard of that. Don't we get, do we get polio
We
vaccine?
get shots.
Yeah, don't we get shots?
I guess different because we're in America and we have first world medicine.
Yeah, but I mean, getting it orally sounds much better. Fuck, I'd take it. If I could just be anti-vax and get oral instead, go for it.
I suppose. But, I mean, still.
I mean, either way, it enters your bloodstream.
12 cases left.
Yeah,
I think next year, they may just be entirely gone. Maybe like 1 case in the world. And then when that person gets vaccinated.
I'm surprised that it hadn't continued to mutate to the point where the vaccine became useless.
It's probably a kind of virus that doesn't mutate.
Yeah.
It takes... Because viruses can mutate, of course.
Some viruses can be incredibly aggressive and super
That's
mutate.
like HIV/AIDS. It's one of the problems with it. Oh, flu.
Yeah, flu.
Flu mutates quite often. That's why you have to get flu shot every year, because the virus changes and they have to update the flu shot.
Actually, the flu changes so much. I think it almost basically changes literally from person to person as it gets contracted. Just about. Flu virus is fairly fast in its mutations.
I don't know.
It's the same thing with
but it's fairly fast.
Well, something like that is the reason why the whole swine flu thing became a deal.
H1Z1.
No, not Z1. N1.
Is it N1?
It's N1. Z1. It's Z1's the shitty game. It's a zombie game. It's H1N1 for the avian bird flu, swine flu mix thing. The 3 different DNAs hybrid virus. It's still probably bullshit, but anyway. No, not the fact that it exists. Bullshit that it was somehow possible to happen in natural, habitats.
I mean, like I said, the virus adapted.
Nothing can adapt to that many DNA strains, though, that quickly.
My goodness. I mean, the viruses aren't much of anything. It's just broken pieces of RNA coming together to fuck you up.
But viruses only attack specific, species and...
and humans share a lot of DNA markers of swine.
Birds, though.
I don't know. There's bird flu and it can affect people. Transmission vectors. I don't know. I'm not a virologist.
And like I said, I go back to the part that where my biology tube, book says more than double recombinants is only created in the lab. That is the best quote in that book ever. Because you can have a combination of two DNAs. It's highly unlikely in like general or whatever. It's nature? Highly unlikely in nature. Yeah, there we go. Like triple recombinance is not at all. Like it's impossible in nature. It has to be like engineered in a lab.
Then again, you're reading a science textbook from Texas.
Yeah, but I was reading college level science textbooks from Texas, not high school level. There's a difference. I don't know. It taught me a lot of things, but it taught me that, and I was like, yeah. So I'd have to go like quadruple check. But anyway. No, this is great. Good shit. I guess that's all I'm going to really cover. I mean, covered everything about it. It exists. Polio vaccines. Getting rid of polio. It's good shit for the Gates Foundation. What else does the Gates Foundation do? What else are they in on?
They do tons of shit. I mean, quite a lot of things.
Oh, we're going to cover the Michigan 5.
Mm-hmm.
The High-Kicks people, and the reason why we don't want him. So now High-Kick wants to come live with us, I think. And, wherever we go live. I don't know what this is for.
These two teenagers will...
Alright. Now we're going to switch over the topic to U.S. news.
Make their first court appearance tomorrow morning. Deputies say the two plan to set off an incendiary device at Etowah High School in Cherokee County. Channel.
Fuck off. Do not autoplay after I pause you. Okay.
2's Richard Elliott begins
Seriously?
on
What?
They're just like, you are going to play this goddamn video.
Dude, how the fuck do I turn that off? It's just automatically doing it. So let's see if it still does it again. Here, scroll down. Maybe it'll stay. These kids kind of look like me. This dude. So,
empathizing with a... Yes.
Is that a guy? That's a girl.
I think, yeah, it's a girl.
Alright, so yeah. You want to cover it then?
Yeah,
you want to roll the video?
No, I'll cover that.
Alright.
Actually, roll the video.
coverage at the Cherokee County Jail, and Richard, deputies are thankful they uncovered this plot so quickly.
Both Alfred Trey Dupree and Victoria McCurley are here inside the Cherokee County Detention Center. And as you said, deputies are very thankful they got them before anything happened.
Cherokee Sheriff's Office wants to make sure the parents understand that we take this very seriously. We don't want anything. I can't even do this right now.
Sergeant Marianne Kelly has children in the Cherokee County school system. The sheriff does too, so she wants the public to know how passionate they are to protect students.
We don't want anything to happen to the students in our county, to our community, and we'll do everything that we can to protect them.
Kelly says deputies uncovered a plot by 17-year-old Alfred Trey Dupree and 17-year-old Victoria McCurley to set off an incendiary device at Etowah High School in an attempt to kill targeted staff members and students. Family members confirm this is a Facebook photo of Dupree. Investigators say they found Dupree's personal diary outlining the plot and found an incendiary...
Hold on. Let's step that back a little bit. That man is like 200% neck. Looks like a fucking dinosaur. So much neck. Also hipster glasses. But neck! Anyway, did I break it?
and found an incendiary device inside McCurley's home. Sheriff Frank Reynolds credits cooperation for the swift arrests.
We don't want to take anything for granted. There's always the opportunity that something could have happened, and God forbid, something would have.
Dupree and McCurley are both charged with attempted murder and attempted arson, and both are charged as adults. The GBI is still trying to determine what the incendiary device was made of. Marianne Kelly says deputies take threats against students personally.
It's a personal thing for everyone involved in the community, I believe.
Now, both Dupree and McCurley are scheduled to make their first court appearance.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing else there other than that.
Yep.
So, cool. Alright. Then you can cover the Michigan story! The high kick! Dude, most of these kids kind of look like High Kick and his friends. And his cousins and shit. This looks like all of them. This looks like fucking High Kick.
I was gonna jump on the Discord and be like, oh, that's my cousin.
No. He was like, he's talking about it yesterday. He's like, this makes Michigan look bad. That's where it came up where I was like, well, Michigan sucks. He's like, dude, I don't even want to live here. He's like, so about, you guys getting another house. And I was like, yeah. No. I mean, if you get a job is what I think I said to him.
Judge denies bail for 5 teens in deadly I-75 rock throwing incident.
They're not the first group of teens to do that. There was people that did that in Austin, and they were
People that do that in Houston.
Yeah, people do this shit everywhere because they're
anywhere where there's an overpass.
Yeah, it's like
and idiots.
It's like, well, I mean, I think that there's times if I lived in a big city, I would have done something like this. To be honest, there's times in my youth where I made questionable decisions to test the laws of physics and among other things. Also, just doing shit to do stuff. But yeah, I think as a teenager, I knew the laws of physics well enough to know that that's a terrible idea. But yeah, like I said, we've all done dumb shits as kids, so.
Yeah, but not this. The 5 teenagers accused of throwing more than a dozen rocks from a highway overpass, including one that pierced a van's windshield and killed a 32-year-old Mount Morris man, were arraigned in court on Tuesday, October 24th, on second-degree murder and other charges. The teens were arraigned between Genesee District Judge William H. Crawford II on Tuesday, October 24th, on charges of second-degree murder, conspiracy to commit second-degree murder, malicious destruction of property, and other felony and misdemeanor charges in connection with the death of Kenneth A. White. Families for both White and the suspects were in the courtroom as Crawford read off the charges for each suspect. Those included in the charges are 17-year-old Kyle Anger, 16-year-old Mark Selesky, and McCaden Payne, along with 15-year-olds Alexander Miller and Trevor Gray. All of...
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what that means.
Yep.
Crawford denied bail for all 5, citing the seriousness of these natures of the charges and the danger to the public. In total, the teens each face 8 felonies and 2 misdemeanors in connection with White's death. Anger is being held at the Genesee County Jail, while the other teens are being held in Genesee Valley Regional Center for Juveniles. All face the possibility of up to life in prison. More than a dozen rocks were allegedly thrown from over the Dodge Road overpass along southbound Interstate 75 and struck multiple vehicles, including the van White was traveling in. The rock that struck that vehicle punctured the windshield and led to his death, authorities said. White's family declined the comment. The teens are due back in court on November 2nd. Genesee County Sheriff Robert McHale previously said tires and an engine piston were also thrown from the far end road overpass on the I-7. Just who the fuck throws a goddamn tire and an engine piston? Roughly 3 miles north from where White was killed. Several other vehicles sustained damage, including flat tires and items thrown onto the entrance. I don't know, my reading is...
The rock's one weighing 20 pounds. Fuck. Like,
Yes.
that's not a rock. It's like a small boulder.
Yeah, small stone.
that's when I think rocks, I think like, normal rocks that you
Yeah,
fit in
like
your
hand
hand.
size, yeah.
Not like fucking
Like chunks of...
two-hand.
Yeah. We're gathered from a dead-end street in...
We're not fucking
Vienna
playing
Township.
Rust here.
Well, clearly these kids were. And put into the flatbed of a pickup truck. It's just a sad situation that hopefully will be determined by the facts of the case, said Fred Myers, the attorney for Gray. After throwing the items, the suspects went to eat at a local fast food restaurant. Investigators said on Monday while announcing the charges. It's coming to the decision on second-degree murder charges. Layton said on Monday that Michigan law doesn't call for first-degree murder in this case. Of course, because first-degree murder means that it's premeditated. Which, they said, the prosecutor says that it doesn't mean there was premeditation. Which there probably wasn't.
Not to cause death. I think it was just for kids to fuck around.
Yeah. It's not a prank, it's second-degree murder. I don't think anybody's laughing.
Yeah.
If there's any warning both David and I could give, it's telling young people, you make a bad decision, you could spend the rest of your life in jail. That's like they say, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
The genetic lottery is your best friend. I don't know how long ago that guy said Brad. Well, what's up? Let's see here. Nope, none of this. Okay, cool. Okay. That's all this time. I'm going to close that now. I guess I don't. The answer is that I don't. That's cool. Well, that's quite stupid. Anyway, that's it. There you go. That's it. Alright.
So the next story is kind of long, so just cover the first couple paragraphs.
Here we go. Associated Press, news break. Georgia election server wiped after suit filed. Ooh, that's bad juju. As we talk about, this is definitely the sort of thing that we would CYA lawsuits and feds for. A computer server crucial to a lawsuit against Georgia election officials was quietly wiped clean by its custodians just after the suit was filed, the Associated Press has learned. The server's data was destroyed July 7th by technicians at the Center for Electronic Systems at Kennesaw State University, which runs the state election system. The data wipe was revealed in an email sent last week from an assistant state attorney general to plaintiffs in the case that was later obtained by the AP. More emails obtained in a public records request confirm the wipe.
Come on now, these guys.
Public records request.
I mean, come on now. The people who were running this shit have to know what the hell the server did.
Probably, yeah.
And then they would have to know, because they're like, we shouldn't wipe this. Do we have proper backups? And they're like, no, we don't have any backups. And it's like, well, is he telling us to wipe
things
it?
You should definitely back up. That's something you should probably tape backup or something, even, honestly. Especially something
Just
like
off-site backup.
Yeah.
Because, it's election data for your freaking state.
Yeah.
This is how governments are decided on this data.
The lawsuit filed July 3rd by a diverse group of election reform advocates aims to force Georgia to retire its antiquated and heavily criticized election technology. The server in question, which served as a statewide staging location for key election-related data, made national headlines in June after a security expert disclosed a gaping security hole that wasn't fixed 6 months after it reported to election authorities. Wiped out. It's not clear who ordered the server's data irretrievably erased. The Kennesaw Election Center answers to Georgia Secretary of State Brian Kemp, a Republican running for governor in 2018, and the suit's main defendant. His spokeswoman issued a statement Thursday saying his office had neither involvement nor advance warning of the decision.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it to governor.
Undeniable ineptitude at the Kennesaw State Election Center.
Because, we're IT people. This would never happen unless somebody from the top
people,
ordered it.
Yeah, somebody in the top just ordered it gone. And, as, people like us, you get much of a choice. Shit, if it was me and like something that key was ordered to be just massacred on the school, I would have made a backup and took it with me. And then if this came forward, I'd be like, here's the order for that. Here's the data. Whistleblower, I'm out. It would piss off everybody. I'd be blackballed for the rest of my life. But that's something that I would do. And I'm okay living with. Especially if like the state would pay me or something for, this kind of information or something. Anyway, because like, especially if there's any coercion between the, government and the people deleting it, like if it's a direct order from...
Well, the FBI had an image of the server.
They have a what?
The FBI took an image of the server.
Nice. Saying here. After declining comment for more than 24 hours, Kennesaw State's media office issued a statement late Thursday attributing the server wiping to standard operating procedure.
Bullshit.
It did not respond to the AP's question on who ordered the action. Plaintiffs in the lawsuit, mostly Georgia voters, want to scrap the state's 15-year-old vote management system, particularly its 27,000 AccuVote touchscreen voting machines, hackable devices that don't use paper ballots, or keep hard copy proof of voter intent. The plaintiffs were counting on an independent security review of the Kennesaw server, which held election staging data for counties to demonstrate the system's unreliability. Wiping the server forestalls any forensic investigation at all, said Richard DeMillo, a Georgia Tech computer scientist following the case. People who have nothing to hide don't behave this way. Exactly. Server data could not have revealed whether Georgia's most recent elections were compromised by hackers. Could have revealed. The plaintiffs contend results of both last November's election and a special June 20 congressional runoff won by Kemp's predecessor, Karen Handel, cannot be trusted.
Ooh.
Possible Russian interference in U.S. politics, including attempts to penetrate the voting system, have been an acute national preoccupation since the Obama administration sounded the alarm more than a year ago. Kemp and his GOP allies insist Georgia's election system is secure. But Marilyn Marks, executive director of the Coalition for Good Governance, a plaintiff, believes server data was erased precisely because the system isn't secure. I don't think you can find voting systems.
So do you think the guy who's currently running for governor might have had his ally, since he heads the department that runs this place, might be manipulating election data?
Probably.
And nobody would really be able to know. It's on that server.
Yep.
Ooh, scandalous.
Yep, that's a pretty fucking big deal. And if it's proven...
And I mean, just imagine if this had gone to a vote using this system while he was running for governor. And then it'd be like, it doesn't look like he's won the governorship. And then he goes and tells people to change the votes. And it's like, we have Governor Kemp.
Yep, that's an interesting idea. It could still be possible to recover relevant information over the summer. The FBI is known to have made an exact data image of the server in March when it investigated the security hole. The October 18th email disclosing the server wipe said the State Attorney General's office was reaching out to the FBI to determine whether they still have the image, and also disclosed that 2 backup servers were wiped clean August 9th.
Fucking the hell, they got the backup servers!
That's like we're saying, you don't just not make a backup of this. So like,
as the lawsuit moved to federal court.
That looks like
everything in this bullshit so opportunistic. Oh yeah, this server was just wiped just before the lawsuit came out. This backup servers were wiped clean just before we went to federal court.
Yep. And the FBI probably doesn't have that image.
This guy, I'm calling it. The FBI's going to find their image. They're going to tear through it. And they're going to find that this guy or the data was manipulated to fucking rig the votes. And this guy's going to go, the guy running for governor, the Secretary of State's going to go to federal prison for life for voter fraud and massive manipulation and all of Georgia.
Cool. But what if realistically the FBI does all of it? They find that, but they just don't say that.
It's the FBI. I don't think they would care. I mean, who the fuck is Georgia going to do to the FBI?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. You never know how deep the ties go. He's the Republican GOP for that state. They have ties.
The FBI doesn't like Trump or the administration.
I don't know.
The FBI, the CIA.
I'm just going to throw up my triangle.
I mean, especially not the FBI, considering they got rid of their head right as he was investigating Trump.
The FBI didn't get rid of their head. The head.
No. Trump got rid of the head of the FBI.
Yeah, that's true.
So the FBI is just like, fuck off.
No, yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, no.
Oh,
I'm going to stop this right here, but
delicious.
as IT people, like, this hurts because it's ridiculous. It's a giant.
No,
fucking
this
shit.
is gonna be.
This is the scale of shit that you would want to cover your ass for. This is what John should worry about. Something like this. If something like this ever happens to you guys, this is whenever you start freaking out and want lawyers. Not shit went down because people are stupid and because it was a spoofed email, because that happens all the time anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is when you need lawyers and you
Is
need
that
to
the Pawn Stars dude?
No, it's a different guy. It's the brother of the Vegas shooter.
It almost looks like the Pawn Stars dude.
Kind of, he was about 20 years older.
Yeah. Anyway, alright, cool, killing
Yep.
it. We're investigating everything. It's like child porn. I mean...
Yep. Vegas shooter's brother arrested for child porn. The brother of Stephen Paddock had been arrested on child pornography charges, according to TMZ. The website says Bruce Paddock was taken into custody on Wednesday morning in North Hollywood at an assisted living home. According to the report, police were tipped that there was child porn on his computer and obtained a search warrant. The investigation began months before his brother Stephen killed 58 people and injured over 500 others on October 1st. TMC said before the shooting, the police were unable to locate Bruce and were notified he lived at an assisted living facility after the tragedy. Bruce is not the same brother who made the TV rounds. That was Eric Paddock. So I guess this must be the older brother of the other brothers.
Yeah.
The investigation of Paddock was initiated after evidence was discovered inside a business located in the 9000 block of San Fernando Road in Sun Valley. Long-ass names. According to the LA Police Department news release, Paddock had been squatting inside the business, and after his eviction, the evidence was discovered. At the time of initial investigation, Paddock was a transient and could not be located. Paddock was recently found in Laurel Canyon Boulevard, North Hollywood. They had filed for possession of over 600 images of child pornography and 19 counts of California Penal Code Section 311.3a, sexual exploitation of a child. Paddock was booked and is being held at the LA Police Department's Metropolitan Detention Center. Paddock's bill is $60,000. Well, they're a wealthy family. I'm sure they could pay the bill. But goddamn.
That's a lot of 600 fucking child porn images, though? Jesus Christ. But the dude was squatting inside of a place. How the fuck did he get 600 child porn images?
I don't know, man.
But I mean, he's squatting in a place. Like,
well,
he's obviously poor, doesn't have, money or anything.
Clearly he had enough money for a computer or something. Could have been on a cell phone. Well, actually, no, they said they found it on a computer. So clearly he had some computer.
Either that or since he was squatting, somebody just stole one.
A laptop.
Stole something, I mean.
Yeah, could be.
It was just like, child porn. That's a lot of fucking child porn images, though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, whether what you do is legal or illegal on the internet, this is why you just watch and you don't download.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really care too much if child porn's your thing or not. It's frowned upon by society and everybody, and you should probably not do it, but just watch, don't save.
And that's for anything that's suspicious.
Yeah. Also, every porn site you visit probably giving your computer virus or malware of some sort.
I'm sure they're trying. Just load it down with ads.
Shit, my fucking anime website's like one of the hosts that I was watching has like better speeds. Alright, so this is the thing that pisses me off about watching anime stuff. Like, I always have buffering issues. But like, as you and me would both know, it's not my internet, so it's whatever, server host. And so I found one that's really good, but like every time you click the player to pause or anything,
I hate that.
I'm like, I have ad blockers up. It doesn't stop it.
No.
I hate it so bad.
Yes.
And then there was another website that was like, if it detected you had an ad blocker, it wouldn't play the video. Like, it'd play the first 2 seconds of the video, and then it would pop up, you have an ad blocker, so you can't watch this. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm used to like, normally one of the other streaming servers that I use, I click the play button once, it opens up a pop-up that's like, your computer's infected or whatever, one of the adware or ad sites, whatever. I just click the X and that's it. And that's it. It doesn't pop up any more times after that. But like, since it was going really slow for some episodes, I was like, oh no, I have to use something else. And the other one's so good. It runs so fast. It's such high quality. It gives me ads every time I click. It hurts. Anyway. Poll. Majority of military officers view Trump unfavorably. Don't doubt it. A majority of U.S. military officers have an unfavorable view of Trump, according to a survey released this week by the Military Times. According to the poll, 53% of respondents said they hold an unfavorable opinion of the commander-in-chief, while about 31% they view him favorably. So, 53% are negative, and what does that mean?
16% are neutral.
60% don't give a shit. Just like, I'm in the army. So yeah, 60% said they were neutral on it. It said it right there. I don't know why they just didn't get a number. Like, everything else is numbers. 16 AIDS. The findings come amid the controversy surrounding Trump's disputed call to the widow of a U.S. Army soldier killed in Niger earlier this month. Representative
I think it's Niger.
Is it?
I don't know. All the news people are like Niger.
Probably because they don't want to get anywhere close to saying
yes.
G.
So they're like Niger.
I just call it Niger.
I call it Niger.
Yeah, Niger. Because it's Nigeria, so it's Niger, I think.
No. There's Niger and Nigeria.
Is there?
There is.
Oh, well then. Niger. Like the A comes from Africa. We are Niger, but A, because Africa. Anyway, Frederick Wilson, who was with the widow of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson at the time of the call, alleged that Trump was insensitive in the conversation. The White House has denied that claim and has accused the Congresswoman of politicizing the soldier's death.
Yeah, basically he said doing? Trump said it's a shame he died. He knew what he signed up for.
It does sound relatively insensitive.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as being somebody that's a insensitive person just because I can't be sensitive, I understand what I'm saying. Sometimes later, after saying it a bunch of times, I'm like, I guess it could be insensitive. But to me, it's not. It's true. It is what it is. It's just blunt.
But it's Trump, so Trump doesn't have any kind of tact.
Yeah. I would have been like, your son did what he was signing up for. He was a great man. He served the country, all that other stuff. That's what the way I would have spun it. Or if I'm talking to somebody, can I talk to somebody that's actually important?
Can I talk to the manager?
No.
I just love somebody doing that to Trump.
Can I talk to the manager? Dude, that would fucking throw him into a fit of rage. Maybe that's what I'll do. Next time somebody's yelling at me, like the Super Nintendo, can I speak to your manager, please? Get your stuff and get out.
Just pull out the talk to the manager wig, just I want to speak to your manager.
I bet, in most of the ways, instead of just sitting there and not saying anything, I think anything I could have said probably would have got me fired at that point. Now I'm looking back on it.
Maybe he was looking for a reaction.
That's true. Just saying nothing and just getting yelled at. I don't know. I just can't. That's just impossible for me. I already put up with too much shit. I was tired of getting lied to every day. Anyway, Johnson was one of the 4 soldiers killed in an ambush in Niger on October 4th while U.S. troops accompanied Nigerian soldiers on a routine patrol. The Pentagon has since launched an investigation into the attack and circumstances surrounding it, particularly how Johnson became separated from the rest of the unit. According to the Military Times poll, Trump's favorability is higher among enlisted military personnel,
of course,
at about 47%, because they're going to say anything they could and fucking suck that dick to get it higher. They're enlisted.
Okay.
At about 47%. Just under 37% of those polled viewed him unfavorably. Trump sees his highest enlisted favorability ratings in the Marine Corps, 58.9%, and the Army, 46.3%. Of course, because they're the people that just accept everything and slob on the knob. The Air Force and the Navy have the highest rate of unfavorable opinions about the president at 38.1% and 39.5% respectively, because they are, I'm sorry, but they're usually the smarter bunch of people that are just
is.
Shit's
It's funny. My cousin's trying to get into the Marines. He'll fit right in.
I love that. I always love that with something. I've seen some really smart people go into the Marines and the Army, and I'm like, why? And they weren't going for any smart field, like technical field or anything. They were going to be a fucking foot soldier, and I'm like, but no, don't do it. At least and I'm like, at least go enlisted and become a fucking NCO or something. Or
Apparently, he
become a CO.
handles like maintenance on the weapon systems.
Who?
My cousin.
That's what he does?
Yeah.
I thought you said he went in. He was going to go.
He wants to go to the Marines. Well, he's in the Navy, but he wants to get into the Marines or something.
I mean, that's what he's talking about. Is that, I assume it's the weapon systems on the boats.
Yeah.
Is that an artillery operator position?
I don't know.
It's something along
But
those
apparently,
lines.
he says like everything there is archaic and horrible to work with.
It must be on a really old boat because a lot of the stuff, like the RD operator and stuff on the newer boats, have fucking computer screens with joysticks that shoot gun.
I don't know.
So he's probably on one of the older ships that haven't been retired
Probably.
yet. Actually, I think they were supposed to retire some, and then it was like they were supposed to retire a bunch of them, like 4 destroyers, but they ended up keeping them for some reason, something like that recently. He's probably on one of those.
Yeah.
It's archaic. Yeah, but what are you going to do when you go into the Marines? Jack shit, but hop in a Jeep and go get shot at.
Pretty much.
I mean, like, if this weapon system's archaic. Yes, this M4 has been used for 15 years, passed down, barely runs, has the barrel all stripped out, there's no fucking rifling. This is beautiful. This is modern. I'm sorry. But still. Your cousin. Why would you do that? Trump is about to increase military spending, which is something a lot of people like, and has also moved to put more decision-making authority in the hands of military leaders. Both of these initiatives have a positive about military personnel, according to
Of course. Hey,
yeah.
you're going to get more money and more autonomy.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, for them, military people need to be paid more for sure. It's bar none. I agree with that.
Yeah, but it's military spending.
A large
Which
portion
means
of
that's
that
going to
money
defense
doesn't go to them
contractors.
anyway. It goes to contractors. Yeah. And then like giving them more autonomy to make their own decisions is cool too. Except for the fact that everybody that's in the military
They need intense oversight so they don't kill civilians or some shit.
Yeah. Well, no. Except for like everybody know in the military, they talk about the politics and any like upper level like management. It's just all shit. Like anybody that I've known from any brand, like anywhere in the Army, Toes said that management shit in the Army. Fucking Damien says management shit in the fucking National Guard, Army Reserve.
That doesn't
And
surprise me.
most of these people do that.
I said that doesn't surprise me.
Well, no, none of that stuff surprises me. Everyone always says, their fucking bosses were dickheads. But some people have had good experiences. Like that one dude in that one place, in that one unit, very specifically in the middle of nowhere. He has a good time. But most of the majority is just like the Army's leadership knows absolutely nothing. I mean, shit. The Army had, that big data breach. The DOD, or Department of Homeland Security, had that fucking huge breach. They didn't even I knew about it through the news faster than he knew about it from the Army. They didn't tell him until like way later, and I was like, that was your shit. But anyway. At the same time, Trump made several decisions viewed as controversial. His decision to send more troops to Afghanistan, for example, is seen by some critics as ambiguous and broad, and his move to roll back an Obama-era policy allowing transgender people to serve openly in the military has been met with criticism as well. The Military survey of 1,100 active duty troops was conducted in September and has a margin of error of 3 percentage points. How do you have a 3% margin of error with only 1,100?
It's actually
surveys?
pretty standard.
Is it?
A lot of like news polls have about like a 4 or 5% margin of error.
Still with that low, people?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's just statistics, man.
I feel like it's a terrible margin of error. Anyway, whatever. I was going to say this is the last one of the night. We started late, but it's already 11, so. You got work, and I've got work. I've got BDO to...
That's fine. After I cover this, I want to cover one more story of my own. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
I don't know if you
I'll have to look.
Anyways, Walmart stocking Narcan nasal spray in all pharmacies nationwide, which is actually
Walgreens? Not Walmart?
Walgreens.
Walmart! What?
Walgreens, etc. This is actually going to be really good. As part of its comprehensive national plan to combat drug abuse, Walgreens is now stocking Narcan, an FDA-approved nasal form of naloxone, in all of its more than 8,000 pharmacies nationwide. The medication administered by nasal spray can be used in the event of an overdose to reverse the effect of an opioid drugs, which include some prescription painkillers and heroin. By stocking Narcan in all our pharmacies, we are making it easier for families and caregivers to help their loved ones by having it on hand in case it's needed. As a pharmacy, we are committed to making Narcan more accessible in the communities we serve. In addition, Walgreens is adopting the CDC's recommendations by educating patients about Narcan when they are dispensed at a controlled substance greater than 50 morphine milligram equivalents and may be at risk of accidental overdose. This action is an important milestone. We applaud Walgreens' initiatives to improving access to Narcan nasal spray in communities across the U.S. It's actually a really big deal. Of course, the manufacturer of the nasal spray would be saying that.
Yeah.
Because Trump actually today declared that we have an opioid health emergency, which means
really.
Which means that there's going to put people on it, research on it, money's going to go to it now, since he's declared it an emergency.
There's only 3 people on. Oh, that's on mine in the last.
Which is going to be good. Absolutely.
It'll be great.
And with Walgreens doing this will actually really help increase awareness about Narcan. Because it does, straight up, if somebody's ODing on opioids, it stops that process in its tracks.
It's good.
It's well noted for saving lives, and it's actually rather difficult in some states to get it because it's actually in such high demand because of the opioid crisis. So this is actually going to be very good. The effort, combined with the opportunity for patients and caregivers to obtain Narcan nasal spray without an individual prescription in 45 states, is critical in combating the crisis. In an effort to educate the public on Naloxone, or Naloxone, whatever the fuck, pharmaceutical wholesaler AmerisourceBergen has distributed Narcan demo devices at no cost to Walgreens pharmacists for use in instructing patients on how to administer the medication and include calling 911. So yeah, this is actually very good news.
That is super good.
Okay, let's see. The story I want to cover in here, because there's such good stories. All the tech is so good. So, let's see. So, let's pull up the spam story from Stupid and Crazy.
Spam theft?
I don't know what else you want to cover. Amazon Key's a big thing going on right now that people are talking about.
Amazon's Key CRISPR 2. I know. Microsoft shut down Connect. Let's connect with a swap anyway. DNA scan. I don't know. Nick, take the fucking spam story away.
Spam theft and black market sales forcing shop owners to hide product. Yes.
Things about spam.
People. Black market on spam is booming in such a way that store owners in Hawaii are locking their canned meats behind bars. Spam, which is especially popular in Hawaii, is now being treated like a luxury item as people keep stealing cans of the cooked meat by the caseload from shops all over the island.
Jeez. Who the fuck likes spam? I mean, there's some special canned meats and things. There's just
look at it. There's spam with less sodium, spam teriyaki, spam hot and spicy, spam jalapeno, bacon, black pepper, hickory smoke, tocino, garlic, spam for burgers.
Spam Portuguese? Is that one?
Something.
Portuguese something or another? Yep.
Look at all that spam.
And I think that one over there at the bottom left is regular spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Honolulu, police are offering a $1,000 reward for the man who entered a store earlier this month and grabbed a case of spam. The suspect, an apparent accomplice, punched a security guard who tried to stop him. Goddamn. Similar thefts have been popping up elsewhere. In Pearl Station's section of Oahu, a suspect grabbed 8 cases of spam and dashed out of the supermarket at full speed.
Dude, spam cases are kind of heavy, too.
Apparently, people want spam.
They must really like spam. I love how I see these weird numbers here. It's like babies and then tits being fucking like scrunched together. Look.
That's when I thought, okay, this isn't real. No, he's not going to take it. No, customer Arlene Sua told KHON. Next thing I knew, once he passed the register, that's when I heard the intercom call management to the front. It was really fast. Tina Yamaki, president of Retail Merchants of Hawaii, told Washington Post that the thieves are probably targeting spam to sell it on the black market to make quick cash.
There's a black market.
There's a black market for spam in Hawaii.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my god, we've heard they work through middlemen. We've heard that they're selling it from the back of their cars. We've heard all kinds of rumors. But fucking hell.
This is pretty silly. This is definitely a stupid and crazy story for sure. But still, like
now business.
So now what I'm hearing is I need to go sell spam. I need to just take my fucking trench coat and be like, what are you
I got that teriyaki spam.
I got this goods here, and then we got these. It's nuts, dude.
Yeesh, now businesses are putting the product in plastic cases and a lock and key right next to high-tech products like phones and cameras. God damn.
Dude, the other day we saw those like keeper boxes, those plastic boxes, on like the weird phone pop things. Like the little like things you stick to the back of your phone, little circles that you pop that have like a design on them or something. Like the ones I got for free from Pocky. That my sister wanted one. It's like a little thing. It's called like pop catchers or whatever. It's just a little circle.
Yeah. It makes like a stand or something.
Yeah, it makes a stand. It makes it to where you can hold on to it and stuff. I don't know. And my sister's like, I want your Pocky one, but no, they were in boxes at fucking Target. In those plastic boxes. I'm like, who cares if somebody steals like a $5 thing? I think they're like $15 though or something.
Yeah.
Like that. And I'm like, it's just a piece of silicone.
Yeah.
With a sticky back.
Oh yeah, I remember that happened. No, the next thing, the string of thefts reminiscent of quick cash schemes in California, where drug users were stealing Tide detergent to sell or trade for marijuana or crack cocaine. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I guess Tide is rather expensive.
I don't know if Tide's expensive.
No,
or
Tide
if
is
like even drug dealers gotta wash their sheets, man. You can't be a
so.
dirty ass motherfucker.
Hey, I may be a kingpin, but I gotta stay clean.
Yeah, but I gotta stay clean. I don't gotta keep my nose clean, but I gotta stay clean. Fresh. Gotta keep it fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was crazy. I remember that. We were stealing Tide by the caseload just to sell because I guess Tide is so expensive in California that they're just treating it for God. Similarly, in New Zealand, honey was being considered as liquid gold.
Beehive, like this tag right here, Beehive stolen as New Zealand honey prices, so crime ring blamed.
God damn. Honey thefts coincided with the rise in honey industry skyrocketing prices. Fucking hell, the things that suddenly become expensive as shit. That's when I just like find somebody in Hawaii and be like, I'm gonna ship you truckload of spam. And we're gonna sell it quick. Double the prices, we take a cut, we make money.
You pay me shipping, you pay me half.
Like, I'll pay for shipping for the first load, you sell the product, we'll make money.
Yeah. I still need to figure out what I want to do for making, like, I need to get the business out there. I need to do gooder with that. Somehow. I just need to do it. I don't know. I need to get stuff made. I need to get Vistaprint fucking, like, 100 business cards made. I need to get something else. Are you just reading a random story now?
Mm-hmm.
That stupid clickbait title, though. Fuck's sake. I don't really want to cover any of these, to be honest, because I'm lazy as shit and I want to end it. But I'll pull the Amazon key so it's kind of like Amazon. Amazon will let delivery people inside your house.
Roll the video.
Oh, so just a video?
Oh, well, yeah,
Hold
we'll
on,
be
after the ad. There we go.
And then we can talk about how crazy this kind of is.
What guy, that guy?
No, that. Is this even a thing about this?
Let's see.
I'm guessing not.
I'm gonna assume not.
Okay, well, whatever. The story's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just Amazon information. Alright. Alexa, is it a good idea to let strangers into my house? Amazon thinks so. The company says it has a safe way for you to allow delivery drivers inside your home, even when you're not there. The service is called Amazon Key. It launches November 8th for Prime members. You can buy a kit that includes an Amazon security camera, the Cloud Cam, and a compatible smart lock. The kit starts at $249.99. You order something for delivery and click the in-home shipping option. When the delivery driver arrives, Amazon verifies the address and delivery time and allows him or her into your home. You can watch from your phone as the camera records the whole thing. Amazon says the delivery driver will not be given an access code or key. The service isn't just for deliveries, Amazon says. You can use it to let family and friends into your house when you're not home. And it will work for certain services in your home, like cleaners, pet sitters, and dog walkers.
Now let's pause there. So how this works is there anything? So basically, so you get the barcode. The guy gets the barcode. It scans it. It unlocks your door, lets him in, etc. What if you have an alarm?
Huh?
What if you have an alarm? Like a house alarm. Well, he's just going to open up the door. The alarm's going to get set up.
It's a smart lock.
Yeah, the lock may be smart, but the alarm may not.
Well, if you're gonna grab a smart lock, you're gonna have a fucking you're gonna have an alarm system. That's
Not necessarily.
For the most part.
You would think that, but this is America.
Anybody that I know that has a smart lock has a smart home system.
Who is a smart lock?
Do you really want to know that answer?
I kind of do, yes.
Jessie did. She has smart locks and she had cameras.
That's right. She did have that integrated home system.
Yeah, she also has the fucking the AC is controlled by it. All of it. She's an alarm system, and she's got a camera that's got a motion sensor at the back door and shit like that. Mm-hmm. She's got a code. She's got dual it's a code entry, and then also she can remotely lock and unlock shit from her phone. All that other nifty jazz. Mm-hmm. The only door that doesn't have that, I think, is her front door, because it's like a 1,000,000-year-old front door, and it can't be modified to have it. It's like a super old house. But yeah,
interesting.
So yeah, no, she has that whole thing.
Yeah, but like I said, most people probably won't think that. Most people be like, okay, that's going to be cool. I already have the smart lock. I have the thing. Cool. I'm telling you, there are going to be people who buy this lock and with the camera, and they're not going to have the right alarm. Probably. And they're just going to leave for the day, and I was like, I got a package delivery. And then the alarm goes off. And then you have the police show up, and they're like, well, somebody broke in or something. Your alarm's all set off.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is interesting, and it is recorded on camera. And it's an interesting thought. I could definitely understand it. If you live in a place or if you leave it outside, your package will get stolen.
Yeah.
So then you'd be like, look, it's easier just to let them in the damn house so you can drop the package off inside than it is just to let it get stolen.
Yeah. Because, in a lot of neighborhoods there are people that run around and steal packages. It's a big thing.
I'm surprised it never happened in my house. Because, my house is very public-facing.
Kind of. Your front porch isn't.
Yeah, it is. Well, not from the street, but from the other street.
Yeah, but that's a lot. Okay, there's also a level of distance that people are too lazy to travel.
I suppose so, but people walk along the hill in front of my house all the time.
I suppose that's true, too, but you guys got so much shit in your yard that I think it'd scare most people away.
I suppose so.
It looks like a crazy person lives there. It does, though. I don't mean to be terrible, but it looks like some old man's gonna run out. Get the fuck out of here! You laugh, but you know it's true. Because if I was a kid and I walked by a place that looked like that, I would expect that, and I'm pretty sure your dad would probably do that.
Yeah, you just go. Well, that's the thing. UPS, UPS, FedEx, neither of them tell you whenever something's there. All you hear is a thump. Maybe a tap at the door, if that.
Most of the time, I'm waiting for. Well, actually, no. Most of the time when I was at work, I'd get a call from somebody telling me I got shit. But most of the time, you see them driving up because you can hear the truck. Is what I do. I could hear a lot of things. So this is me we're talking about. Most of the time, no. They just leave it out the back door, unless it has to be signed for or something, and then they'll honk.
Yeah, no. UPS never did that. They're fucking fast. I hear a knock at the door, and I'm in the kitchen. I walk to the living room, or to the door. They're already at their truck fucking backing up and heading out. They're like, how did you run there?
Yeah. No, for me it's not that bad, because they have to park their car where I usually park my car, and they get out and walk. But then again, I've had a lot of most of my items I get handed to me. You go out there right when they pull up, they're sitting there opening up the back door. Because the first thing is that either they pass up the house all the time, like if it's not one of the drivers that usually comes by, and then they're double checking if this is the right place. Like that's what happens a lot. So they reach in the back, scan the package, and then like by the time they're there and it's something that I'm waiting for, I'll walk up to the truck and be like, just get my package handed to me. And then like my mom has a USPS, and so lady they have basically she pays the fucking fee or whatever. Whatever the mail fee is. It's like $1.75 or whatever the fuck.
For what?
Something with the newspaper. Some of the mail or whatever. So like...
Why don't you just get like UPS I don't know, my shipping.
Well, no, they have a shipping account, but like they pay the lady for like 75 cents for some of the mail that they send or receive or something. I don't know, something. They pay for something every week. They pay like $1.75 every week for something. And the lady comes and she honks and she drives up and honks. Either that or if there's packages. Since, poor USPS is now fucking Amazon's bitch. Like, that's the one thing I noticed. In the back of her truck, I just always see a shit ton of Amazon Prime boxes. And I'm like...
And the U.S. Post Office is the last leg for FedEx for the most part.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. Yeah, the USPS must fucking hate their lives sometimes.
It keeps them in business.
I mean, it's true, it does. And it's also really cheap. I mean, they're some of the cheapest way to send shit. Really, those $5 flat rate boxes are some of the best things in the world. Whenever, like, shipping anything, like UPS, costs, like, flat $15-16. Like, at the very even the smallest box.
I had to ship out my laptop, which was about 10 pounds.
Is it like $20?
40. That was the cheapest.
I have never seen it that high. Like, I sent off a fucking graphics card, and it's usually... Most of the stuff is usually $20.
No, it was $44.
But at least it got fixed for free, so they'd say what was wrong with it?
Yeah, they said the fans were wrong. The fans are having an issue.
The fans were wrong. Her eyes were wrong. Alright, so we're just sitting here fucking around. There you go. That's the story. Amazon key.
Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for Table Talk Thursday, episode 29.
Yep.
Join us again next week when we continue...
More Table Talk Thursday things.
Yes.
And maybe catch me here. It's already kind of late tonight. I'll probably just get on and play and not show. One of these days I'll start doing video things and being
One of these days
live.
I'll start streaming again.
Yeah. When that happens is when this will happen too. Basically. Alright then. So everybody have a good night. Thanks for joining us. I think we have a Weeaboo Talk Show thing next Tuesday. If we find somebody to talk with. And, High Tech's new idea thing. If not, it'll be the Tuesday after that. And every Thursday we have the talk show. So for sure, those things are there. I'm going to update my schedule accordingly. And that'll be correct. Maybe I'll fix something else. Maybe I'll start doing other things. Who knows? Catch us back here next time on the next stream.
And that's the way the news goes.
Oh my god. Whoop, whoop, dum, dum.